This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
To my newborn baby boy, the day you arrived was one of the happiest days of my life. Right up there with the day I bought my RV from that guy on the internet and insured it with Progressive. What a deal. Just know, son, I'll always be here for you. And by here, I mean in the middle of absolutely nowhere. In my RV.
Protect your baby with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This podcast contains mature content, explicit language, suggestive situations, and partial to full frontal nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Don't let your kids listen to this.
A little bit of topic change. Did something really odd today. Well, I made myself something to eat.
Oh, boy.
I made a couple sandwiches or whatever, and I was like, you know what, man?
A couple? Look at you. What kind of sandwich should we do?
Let me fix you some sandwiches.
Same sandwich twice?
Yeah, same sandwich twice.
Wow. PB&J?
No, tuna.
Oh, okay. Now that's weird because when I ate tuna the other day, you like freaked out.
You ate it out of the can like a cat.
I ate it out of a bowl.
Like a cat.
No, that's not a cat.
No, that's a cat.
That's someone who didn't want bread.
McCavity! I said, I want some more pickles on the side, just like to snack on while I'm...
Bet you do.
But I didn't say it like that. I said this out loud to myself, and I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, I do that.
No, but did you say it with a voice?
Honestly, the other day, so I've been on a peanut butter and jelly kick.
Uh-huh.
And the other day, I started to put the stuff away and looked down before I had, put the sides on top of each other. I looked down, I was like, well, that's not enough jelly. And I just said it out loud like that. So it's not really a voice necessarily, but there was an emotion there that I then found it odd that I said it out loud to myself.
I was talking, and it took me like a good couple of minutes before I realized, oh my God, I've been narrating everything, but like in this weird...
Teddy Rex!
I want more pickles. Give me more. Okay, now some sauerkraut inside I scooped sauerkraut and I just ate it like just straight up like that.
Like a cat?
No, I used a fork.
Like a cat?
More sauerkraut.
I used a fork when I ate tuna.
Like a cat?
You ate tuna. Did it come out of a can or was it like poke cubes of tuna?
What tuna did you eat?
Right. You ate it out of a can.
I'm asking Zach.
What?
You ate it out of a can. Exactly. That's a can. That's what the fucking cat does.
It's with olive oil though.
Oh.
In the can. That's not cat shit, buddy. That's rich stuff.
Cats eat that shit, bro, man.
No.
You ever seen those fucking fluffy cats in the commercials? The white fluffy cat. What's it called?
Friskies?
Friskies. There you go.
What got into that cat? Friskies? No. What are you talking about?
No, not Friskies.
They're eating minced meat.
Maze, what's
tendon?
What's the fancy one? Fancy Feast?
That would be the fancy one.
It's always like a white fluffy cat on a windowsill somewhere on a skyscraper. And it's like this woman comes in, she's got capris on. It's like, that's right, Baxter.
Whose dog is that's not my dog. Whose dog is that?
You getting cheated on?
That didn't come from my end.
Cheating on his dog.
Mace, you got a dog now?
Yep, that is my girlfriend's dog.
Oh, wow. Mace has a girlfriend.
He's had one.
Love this.
This is news to me.
No, it's not.
Always a big fan of this.
It's not. This has been news to you like 10 times.
The dog is the news. You haven't heard the dog before.
But he thinks he hasn't heard of the girlfriend before.
No, yeah.
It's all new to me, baby.
Your picks have been horrible, man.
It's the point. It's the point of the show.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? It's possible. I don't understand what this podcast is about.
Poppycock.
It's a fuck house.
On a weekly basis, we are consuming more concentrated bad movies than probably anybody in the history of mankind.
Poppycock. What story? What story? What are you talking about?
Do you want lunch?
I have yet to laugh in this movie. I'll just tell you that.
You picked it, motherfucker. So just remember that.
You know the problem with Hollywood is? They make shit. Unbelievable, unremarkable shit.
So I was legitimately offended.
You were offended?
I was offended.
I didn't know you could get offended.
I was offended.
This did it.
If I were gay, I wouldn't be offended.
They're fucking making shit up, Amin.
Inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail after inconsequential detail.
Bees don't lie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm holding a mic in my hands, and now I'm talking all alone.
Welcome to Cinephobe, the podcast where we break down movies you're afraid to admit you love. Zach Harper, that's Amin Al-Hassan, that's Anthony Mayes, that's Anthony Mayes' girlfriend's dog.
You dog sitting? Or is she here?
Oh, good question. Yeah, well, they live together.
Really?
The dog is here. She is not.
Have you ever been recording when she's there?
Never.
Part of the Levitard Friends Network at O'Lark Media. If you have a review it. Apple Podcasts, 5 stars or better. If you can figure out how to get a 6-star in there, we'd love that. Make sure you give us your NBA awards predictions in the 5-star reviews. That's what we're looking for now. So make sure you update those. If you've already submitted one, if you haven't, you got to submit it. You got to put that review in. We're knocking on the door of closing this thing down. The end of the year. Need about 1,000 more.
We're at 39.51, which if you go to the top, Apple rounds up to 4K, so that's generous of them.
Okay.
But it's not 4K.
It's not.
Review from Nano00719. Work phone review. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Grab my work phone to rate and review as instructed. That's 4 devices and counting, Zach.
Look at that.
And I have a submission, so I'll submit it. This was before they knew what this month was, but they say the Slammin' Salmon meets the criteria and is a hard file. Please add that movie to the list.
Interesting. Okay.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence indeed. If you have a submission, submit it. Just needs to be 40% or lower on the Rotten Tomatoes audience or critic score. It's a new month. Some call it Redemption Month. Some call it Zach Stacks the Pole Month. We're calling it Broken Lizard Month. That's right. And since you jackholes voted poorly last month, I have the first pick.
Oh, I just realized. Oh, no. Now I figured it all out. Oh, my God.
I love it in real time. Just like he realized that I have a girlfriend.
I got the first pick. And I'm selecting.
No wonder. Okay.
The 2006 comedy Beerfest.
Yeah. Long time coming.
Oh, yeah.
I literally sat there and I thought, like, why didn't we go chronological? I'm like, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? And now I figured out, because he stacked the deck.
You're goddamn right I did.
You fraud.
You two have 2/3 of a wild card each. I have 1/3. We're going to be even after this month. Beerfest stars the Broken Lizard Gang of Jay Chandrasekhar. Is that how you say it?
Sounds good to me.
I don't know that I've ever actually heard it.
I've never actually heard his name said.
I might say Sekar, but yes.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
The funniest thing is, his is the only name I know, even though I can't pronounce it.
I know Steve Lemmy too. Those are the only ones. But Kevin Hefferman, Paul Soder, Eric Stolansky. There it is. Jay has been in all of the Broken Lizard projects. Also, he's been in I Love You, Man. Kevin has been in the Broken Lizard projects, Tacoma FD, and Sky High.
Love Tacoma FD, by the way.
Steve was in the Broken Lizard projects, Dukes of Hazzard, and Tacoma FD. Same for Paul. And Eric has just been in all the Broken Lizard projects, never in Tacoma FD.
Jay is Jay. I know him.
Yes.
Kevin Heffernan is Farva, who we'll get to, I'm sure.
Yes.
Paul Soder is the guy that looks like my high school basketball coach. That's how I know him.
He looks like my friend Brandon that I went to high school with.
Steve Lemmy is Fink from this movie. And then Eric Stolansky, I don't know what I would call him. The other one?
I don't know the name of his character in Club Dread, but for Steve Lemmy, I always think of the guy who says Penelope.
Future callback.
This movie also has MC Gainey, Cloris Leachman, and Jürgen Prochnov. MC Gainey is a repeat offender from Soul Man and The Fan.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
You know Cloris Leachman as
I am Frau Blucher.
Mr. Inga, may I present Frau Blucher?
in Young Frankenstein. She's also in The Croods, and she won an Oscar for The Last Picture Show.
And she's the grandma from Bad Santa. Let me fix you some sandwiches. Absolute legend. Love Cloris Leachman.
We also get Jurgen, who is a repeat offender from Judge Dredd. Oh, no, never mind. No. He was in The English Patient. We haven't done Judge Dredd yet, have we?
Future Cinephobe.
Is it?
The English Patient.
Oh. Right after Schindler's List. Supercharge that.
He's also in The Da Vinci Code and, which will be heavily referenced in this movie, The Boat.
Yes.
Alan Graff, repeat offender from Over the Top.
Action Jackson, Roadhouse, Tango and Cash, Blankman.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Stephen Michael Quezada from Breaking Bad. He plays Gomi. Will Forte, repeat offender from The Watch.
Yeah.
Grown Ups 2, and That's My Boy.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Nat Faxon, repeat offender from The Zookeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Christian Olsen, who was Vaughn on Community and has been in 280 episodes of NCIS Los Angeles.
Blew my mind.
Good for him.
He first blew up when he played young Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
And he's also in Future Cinephobe, Not Another Teen Movie.
Ralph Moeller, repeat offender from Batman and Robin. He's also in Gladiator, Universal Soldier, and Cyborg.
And he is the guy that I used to see in the elevator at my old job.
Okay, that's exciting.
When I was a property manager in Santa Monica.
Oh, that was right when he lived by the dumpster.
That's mine.
Gunther Schlierkamp, repeat offender from Jack and Jill and The Hulk.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
The Hulk or Hulk?
Hulk, whatever. Who cares?
Okay, just making sure.
Monique, repeat offender from Soul Plane. Lux Cassidy from the Emmanuel Through Time series. She was also in Lesbianage 2, Black Star's Revenge. Willie Nelson, repeat offender from Half Baked. Repeat offender Donald Sutherland from Fallen and Disclosure.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Michael Yurchak, repeat offender from Mom and Dad. Ivan Brutz, repeat offender from A Million Ways to Die in the West. Christopher Hagen, repeat offender from A Million Ways to Die in the West. Hugh Elliott, repeat offender from A Million Ways to Die in the West. Bruce Holman, repeat offender for Lawnmower Man and Eraser. And Maria Zambrana, repeat offender from Four Christmases. A lot of repeat offenders. Beerfest was written and directed by Jay Chandrasekhar. He's directed Super Troopers, Future Cinephobe, Club Dread, Dukes of Hazzard, Super Troopers 2, Future Cinephobe, and a bunch of episodes of really good TV shows.
Yeah, he's become a heavyweight television director.
Big time director.
Arrested Development, Community, Fresh Off the Boat. He's working a lot on the Goldbergs recently.
How much does it cost to like book him?
You want him to direct this pod?
It's a setup for you to say if you have to ask.
Oh.
Yeah. Never mind.
What's a director job? You have to ask, you can't afford it.
Nailed this one.
We're all cylinders. There we go. Screeching halt, Amin. Good job.
Me? I'm motherfucker, teed you stupid asses up. No one fucking took the bait off of one of the most famous line on this goddamn movie.
Well, it's famous when the first part of that includes the Z Job.
Whatever.
He also wrote those Super Trooper movies and Club Dread. The rest of the Broken Lizard gang gets writing credits on this as well. They've all written on these movies and Tacoma FD, except for Eric.
Yeah, I would like to institute a starring Broken Lizard, written by Broken Lizard policy going forward for the rest of the month.
Synopsis for Beerfest. Two brothers travel to Germany for Oktoberfest, only to stumble upon a secret, centuries-old competition described as a fight club with beer games.
It kind of sounds like the description of Double Impact meets the description of Bloodsport.
If they could have added in some American Ninja, would have been like, and obviously they get drunk.
Obviously, yeah.
Tagline, bring on the beer, they've got the nuts.
Huh.
Other taglines, prepare for the ultimate chug of war.
That's better.
Comedy on tap.
Okay.
Brewed in 2006.
Okay.
Sure.
From the comic geniuses who brought you the phenomenon, Super Troopers.
Not enough cachet from that.
It's really more informative than anything, yeah.
As we'll get to in a second.
$17.5 million estimated budget, grossed $19.1 million US, $20.3 million worldwide.
Eesh.
I would assume they tripled that in DVD sales at some point.
This was their foray, right, into like, okay, we made Super Troopers and it blew up. Now we've got a budget, right?
Yeah, this is at least 10 times the Super Troopers budget.
Before we jump into this movie and you listen to the rest of this podcast, I own own Beerfest, so I didn't have to do anything. I don't know about you guys. I think it's a rental.
No, you can get it for free on the True TV app.
Oh, okay. How about that?
Yeah, TBS. The TBS TNT True TV collection.
I rented it because, boys, I went for the unrated version for $6 rental.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh, okay.
Went above and beyond. Last time I did that was for Hall Pass, I believe. And you know what? I wasn't disappointed.
That's great to know. I'm glad the extra $2 was worth it for you.
It sure was.
$2 is when you watch him touch it, right?
You have to ask, big boy. You can't afford it.
Beerfest receives 40% from the critics on 107 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 75% from the audience on over 100,000 ratings. Just makes it. Thank God for all you negative Nellies out there when it comes to this movie. I actually appreciate you because we get to do this and I get to win the poll.
And at one point, it was too high, so it has dropped back down.
Amin, would you like the positive or the negative reviews?
I'm a beer half full kind of guy, Zach. Give me the positives.
Hey, John, that's weird. That glass looks half full to me.
Wow. Now that you mention it, it is half full.
Richard Krause of Richard Krause.
Krause!
Rude, vulgar, sophomoric, and stupid, and I mean that in the best possible way.
Film noir.
Scott Weinberg of DVD Clinic.
No, it's beer.
Scott Beerberg of DVD Clinic.
Crack open that Miller Lite, boys.
5 pounds of funny stuff in a 12-pound bag. Not really that positive.
All right, shut up. Shut your wine drinking up.
Scott Tobias of AV Club.
There are dozens of us.
Tobias a beer.
Beerfest gets off to a shaky start and sputters to a conclusion at least half an hour later than it should, but it's got a creamy middle.
The texture, the flavor.
James Swanwick of Empire Magazine.
John Wick.
Fans of Broken Lizard's previous work will enjoy this beer-fuddled effort. For anyone else, it has its moments, but is best watched through beer goggles.
Zach, I'm not getting the vibe that these are positive reviews here.
It's going to get more positive, but I wanted to include some of these weird ones because it is a little backhanded with a lot of this and a lot of like beer goggles references and stuff in these reviews.
I feel like this is the kind of movie where people liked it, but they feel like because it's quote unquote lowbrow humor, they want to distance themselves.
They have to pretend that they don't, right? That they're too good for it. Yeah. Angela Baldassar of simpatico.ca. Beerfest doesn't offer much more than a keg of cheap laughs, but that's something worth drinking to.
Shut up, Angela.
John Wirt of Advocate Baton Rouge. Beerfest is what it is. Silliness that entertains at its own lowbrow level.
See?
Eric D. Snyder of ericdsnyder.com.
He's not gonna take it.
Drunkenness, binge drinking, and German hating have never seemed so appealing. Scott Nash of 3 Movie Buffs. The funniest movie of the summer.
Thank you, Scott.
Is that true?
The summer of 2006.
Talladega Nights.
Oh, yeah. It's not funnier than Talladega Nights.
The Breakup. Idiocracy.
That's tough, man. That's a bold claim, Scott Nash of 3 Movie Buffs.
Sorry, buddy.
Scott Brown of Entertainment Weekly. I felt oddly respected. Neck deep in barley and boobs, marinated in urine. Beerfest panders shamelessly to the 15-year-old and this 30-year-old without assuming he's a 15-year-old.
You were 15, though.
Pete Hammond of Maxim Magazine.
Oh, no. Oh, I messed up, Zach.
I was waiting for it. I gave you a chance.
I messed up.
I know.
Shit, man.
I know. I gave you a chance.
The whole 15-year-old in
the show moves on.
Yeah, fuck.
You'll laugh your Heineken off. Check your brain at the door for this hilarious and unapologetically raunchy. I think they meant raunchy. Yuckfest.
Fuck you. How about that? If I check my brain at the door for your fucking review with that awful pun. Heineken. Shut up.
Sean P. Means of the Salt Lake Tribune. I cannot explain why someone manually ejaculating a frog is funny. If you cannot accept that as a scene, Beerfest is not your movie.
It's the sound.
I'm sure Zach loved it.
I don't know. It's not a real frog, so I wonder if Zach would give it ass off.
We'll find out, guys.
All right.
User Thomas B, 5 out of 5 stars.
Thomas B, 5 out of 5 stars.
Daft but funny. I laugh all my way through. Warning, not for snowflakes.
Just your ass back to England. Daft but funny. Huh?
User Cal T.
Caltech.
5 out of 5. My favorite comedy of all time. Jay and the Broken Lizard Boys made me laugh so hard I almost puked out a lung.
Gross.
User Corin G. 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Corn, you're a little late. This is how I feel.
Corn puzzle.
I thought you were going to go Corin G and Nate Dogg.
Oh, also acceptable.
Meh.
To Americas.
Wasn't as good as I expected, but gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars.
He was disappointed.
Wanted to give it 5 out of 5. I was like, no, sorry. It's just a 4.5, guys.
Couldn't do it.
Last positive review. User Max P. 5 out of 5.
Max Payne.
X Power.
This movie is what it is. A mindless comedy full of outlandish drinking that is not meant to be taken seriously. Sure, it's no epic movie, but I can't sit and kill a 30-pack during Schindler's List. I love this movie.
Wow.
I bet you got real excited when you saw that review.
That one was specifically for me.
Zach, do you do a keyword search every time for Schindler's List just in case?
I do.
Control F.
On really anything.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
Before you go on, did you guys see that the guy who almost but not quite caught the Aaron Judge baseball is Frankie Lasagna?
Yes. We got tagged in that so many ways.
How many ways? How many ways?
How many ways?
How many ways were you sent that?
Mark Palermo of the coast, Halifax, Nova Scotia. The broken lizard crew amuse each other with enough banal antics. Can anything else account for this film running nearly 2 hours? That the sober viewer suffers enormous gaps of boredom between good jokes. Fuck out of here. Yeah. John J. Puccio of Movie Metropolis.
Poochie Man.
Aggressively, rampantly, jaw-droppingly dull.
Come on.
David Jenkins of Time Out.
Richard Jenkins.
Beerfest is a film that appears to have been conceived on the back of a beer mat, and its trashy direction, non-existent plot, and dismal comic mugging would seem to suggest that preparations progress no further.
I mean, it's no napkin that they got the deal signed on for Twins, but it could have been on a beer mat.
Boo Allen of Denton Record Chronicle.
Bew
Allen of Denton Record Chronicle. Possibly the most irresponsible movie ever made, and also one of the worst.
No, the most irresponsible? Come on.
Michael Szymanski of Hollywood.com.
You're dealing with Szymanskis.
If belching and beer games make you laugh, Beerfest should be on your A-list. But don't see it sob. I think they meant sober.
Sob, that's how the cool kids say it, Zach.
Or is it like Sobe?
Oh.
You're supposed to drink a Sobe.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. That's on me.
Does that still exist?
I don't think so. I haven't seen a Sobe in a long time.
Listen to the Ghost Rider episode for conversation on Sobe.
Also, wasn't Sobe the one that had a lizard as its kind of logo?
Yes. It was broken. There it is. Linda Cook of Quad City Times, Davenport, Iowa.
Ride the train and ride it. Come on, ride the train.
That's almost it.
And ride it.
Beerfest has its moments, but essentially, it's all foam and no body.
Okay, Linda.
Pete Croatto of filmcritic.com. Peen jokes peaked with Leslie Nielsen's Marathon Whiz and The Naked Gun.
Peen?
I don't know if I like the word peen.
Peen jokes?
Peen jokes.
Peeing or peen? P-E-E-N?
Peeing.
Okay.
Oh. Me and Mayes heard
peen.
that wasn't a paper?
Well, also, peen jokes. It's still kind of the same thing, right?
Yep.
Peeing jokes, the Austin Powers one still gets me. So I'm going to have to disagree with our guy here.
There are ones in here that still get me. When they grab him away from the trophy, like, I'm still going. I like that. I think it's funny. Pete Hartlob of the San Francisco Chronicle.
Hartlob's Law.
If you like to drink PBR beer, you'll probably like this movie. If you're a cognac person, the scene where the great-grandmother performs a sex act on a sausage may not be refined enough for your taste.
Oh, grow up.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, come on, Herc.
Steve Kovac of Kansas City Star.
Hit the road back. Hit the Kovac.
Ultimately, this film's target demographic is the same people that engage in these drinking games and incessantly quote old school. To them, it is a classic on par with The Wedding Crashers. All others should opt out for a cold one.
Wow, someone needs to get laid. Stat.
3 more. Joshua Tyler of Cinema Blend.
Go, Tyler. Go, Tyler.
File. This ode to the mass consumption of tasty brews is out of bubbles. Drink up before you see it. You'll need the buzz.
Have you ever experienced a movie better because you were drunk?
I don't think so. I'm just distracted when I'm drunk.
And horny.
Yeah, that's why I'm distracted.
Tomato.
Brian Orndorff of filmjerk.com.
Shocker.
These guys look like a bunch of accountants making movies on their smoke break, and Beerfest isn't made to please anybody, but their fraternity brothers still chained to their Peter Pan syndrome.
What do you look like, Brian.
Brian Orndorff, I just want you to know, I've never met you. I've never seen you. I hate you, and I want the worst things for you.
I don't want to meet you.
You are consistently a piss-soaked wet blanket in the movie space. At the same time, your negative review did allow us to review this movie.
Thank you.
But I still think you're a piece of shit without knowing anything about you other than reading your reviews.
Send that back to him, internet. Do your thing.
User Jeffrey W. 0.5 star out of 5.
Jeffrey Wammer?
I now have an answer. If anyone ever asks me, what's the worst movie I've ever seen? And I just want you guys to know, I clicked on this user. He's reviewed 2 movies. This one, which is a 0.5 star out of 5 and the worst movie he's ever seen. And then he reviewed Aquaman, which he gave 3 out of 5 stars.
Oh, go fuck yourself. I really thought you were going to. And then he reviewed Schindler's List.
Which he gave 2 out of 5 stars. Amin, we'll get your first note after these messages.
Listener, what's up? Zach Harper, coming to you live from just making my picks on Prize Picks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. For my money and your money, the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. Again, that's daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers instead of battling thousands of players, including like pros and sharks, those people that really try to game the system and screw you over. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Basketball's here, right? So check this out. This is the cool thing that I love from Prize Picks. You can now pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports and leagues. So if you want to do like more Patrick Mahomes yards and less James Harden points, you can do that. You can do that combination. You can do any combination that they have on there. You just go to the Specials League. You want to play alongside people. Maybe you don't want to go it alone. Maybe you want to play alongside people. You can go to, I don't know, Meek Mill, Andrew Schultz. You find them in the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. And best of all, Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have the player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks, the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So I'll tell you what you do. You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use the promo code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Let me say that again for you. You go to prizepicks.com/ding. You use the code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100 from our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Amin, what is your first note?
Sounds like the start of our podcast with this can opening and pouring of beer and then the clattering.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that first note.
No? Because I don't pour it, right? I just drink it.
Maybe your side of the podcast, not our side.
It's one podcast, Zach. We don't have multiple podcasts. I mean, we do, but like we only have one of these.
It feels like it, yeah. Mayes, what is your first note?
Is this warning against drinking as much beer as they drink inspired by Jackass?
Oh, kind of felt like it, yeah.
I thought it was like, ha, 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 very funny. Oh, these are professionals. These guys are big-time beer drinkers. And then, spoiler alert, in the trivia, I found out that the studio made them put that in there. That's an actual warning. That's not like a ha-ha.
So stupid.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like our disclaimer in the beginning, right?
Right.
Our disclaimer is a joke, but also, seriously, don't listen to this shit with your kids.
Is this disclaimer similar to the blindness disclaimer from Mr. Magoo?
Yes.
In that it was added after the fact?
100%.
Except Mr. Magoo, the disclaimer was added like 2 weeks after it was released.
And it was put at the end.
My first note, file.
All right, let me put that down. Okay.
And then we open with a warning. If you attempt to drink this much, you will die. MC Gainey in Wolfhouse, sitting at a table in the basement. Doesn't know if he has room in his pockets for any more of Wolfhouse's money.
Love MC Gainey's voice. You got spunk, Wolfhouse.
I got a little spunk for you. Woo-hoo-hoo. Tension off the bat. bounces a quarter off a giant beer stein and right back into his own face, and Gainey laughs.
You couldn't hit your own ball bag with your own wrinkled cock.
Gainey reaches for the money, and Wolfhouse stops him. Chance.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. You play rim rules?
Doesn't everybody?
You're going to have to earn it.
Gainey removes the stein. He pours beer into a narrow vase that was holding some flowers. And Gainey's goons don't let Wolfhouse leave. He grabs a quarter. He bounces it in, says, "Up yours, Johnny Cash."
Film noir.
And they grab him.
No, that's not the film noir.
You weren't trying to play before a fool, were you, Wolfhouse? He says, "Beginner's luck. You don't come into my place of business and take my money like that. Now, what I should do is beat 7 shades of shit out of you." As he's about to threaten him, Todd interrupts from atop the stairs of the basement. Wonder what's going on there. And then we get a little MC exposition here. As he says, "Todd, welcome home. We're just having some fun with your younger, dumber brother." Everyone's waiting on them. He says, "Of course." And he snaps his fingers, and his goon grabs a priest collar. Film noir.
Film noir.
Note. As Wolfhouse is gathering the money, he whistles at the priest, who then has to chug the vase of beer. Cut to the goons were altar boys, adult altar boys, and we're at a funeral. Wolfhouse says hi to his gam-gam. They're mourning the passing of Johann Wolfhouse, who's played by Donald Sutherland, and he has a pre-recorded video above his casket.
He also has a pre-recorded early lead on the Louis Pinnock Award. Little did I know there would be a lot of competition in this one.
So much competition. This has to be the biggest competition for Louis Pinnock, right?
Ever. Yes, for sure.
If you're watching this, I have croaked. I'll never know what happens on The Young and the Restless.
Reference.
Thanks his mother. That's Gam Gam.
If you were terminally ill, would you record a going away message?
Yes, I think I would allude to there being a treasure map and clues, but never set it up.
Okay, what about you, Maze?
I think probably a will would suffice. I don't think I need the look at me Louie-ness of a pre-recorded message.
I mean, what would your video be?
I would roast everybody. I was just like, Zach, I never thought your jokes were funny ever. And Maze, you suck. And I'd just be shitting on everybody. Suck my dick.
You think we're going to your funeral?
Yeah. You guys, it's going to be televised.
What?
My funeral.
What does that mean? What do you mean televised?
People will be tuning in to watch it.
Oh, you think Dan's going to turn it into content?
Of course.
By televised, you mean it'll be on YouTube?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
About 30 weeks after it's happened, as Lewis and Tony have edited the footage finally and posted it. As he's given his final thoughts on this video, he keeps chugging beers in the middle of his speech.
Prost.
The dribble's on his chin and he belches. He tells his grandsons to take care of the restaurant. Don't worry. Someone will be watching over you. And he holds up a creepy, ugly doll. Bobo!
Popo!
Jan is like, "Hey, it's Bobo." Like, he gets so excited to see him. Bobo was given to Johann by his father on his deathbed. He chugs another beer. He chugs a third.
Prost.
Cheers himself. Says, "Looking good down there." At his casket. Puts on his hat. Says, "Say goodnight, Bobo."
Good night, Bobo.
And then pulls his own plug and dies on video.
Pulling his own plug is a great finish.
That's a great little touch. Cut to the Schnitz and Giggle Tavern in Colorado.
Use code DRUNKAMIN for $50 off your next order from Schnitz and Giggle.
Gam Gam explains Wolfhouse tradition is to spread the ashes of the loved ones in Munich.
You know a movie I just saw again the other day, which is fucking like mind-blowing, and I haven't seen it since it came out, is Munich.
Oh, Munich! Munich fucking rule. Munich is awesome.
That movie was Eric Bana kicking fucking ass. Dude, every movie with Jews, we're the ones getting killed. Munich flips it on its ear. We're Captain Motherfuckers.
Not only killing, but fucking like taking names.
If any of us get late tonight, it's because of Eric Bana.
I agree with that.
They have to leave immediately. She has physical plane tickets for them.
Turn to the 20CB, baby.
Not even then. Not even then were there physical tickets. By 2006, everything was electronic.
They're going to go to Oktoberfest, meet Mr. Schniedelwitzen, take them to the family resting place. And we cut to Germany. We get the title card. We get beer filling up the screen. Oktoberfest is crazy. It's a movie, as they say on Patois Island. German songs, Aussie chants. Jan has actual beer goggles. They're getting drunk. They're waiting for Schniedelwitzen. And they have the urn with the ashes of their grandpa.
I've never been to an Oktoberfest type of festival.
I have not either. I went to like Scandinavian fests in Minneapolis.
Was there a lot of beer and shit like this?
Yeah, but it wasn't Oktoberfest. It was definitely like Scandinavia themed. Funny enough, saw Josh Hartnett at one of those.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
How long was he there?
He was there probably 40 days, 40 nights.
Oh, okay.
What about his sister? You see her?
I saw her too. Yeah.
Maze, you strike me as the kind of guy who goes to all types of shit like this, right?
I've never been to an Oktoberfest.
Really? I got Maze dressed up in lederhosen with the hat and the suspenders, and his significant other dressed as the
St. Pauli's girl?
milk maiden or whatever.
He said milk maiden.
The milk maiden.
Yeah, isn't that what they're dressed as?
Are they?
The German milk maiden. That's
beer maidens, if anything.
Yeah, they'd be beer maidens. It's Oktoberfest. Someone's drinking milk.
It's not Milk Fest.
Either way. Yeah, I'm just kind of that's a film noir, isn't it? That Maze has not been on.
Given all of the things that you think you know about my life and what is actually correct that you actually know about me, that would fit with the picture, wouldn't it?
They're singing songs, and now it's time for the two Americans to sing something. They don't know what to sing, and so Todd starts 99 bottles. Nobody joins in. They all look confused. The Aussies think they're mocking them, taking the piss out of Oktoberfest.
Bloody Jingo Jango.
Todd bumps into a server, and the calamity ensues.
Including, I don't know if you guys got this in the rated version, gratuitous.
Oh, gratuitous indeed. Yeah, I own the unrated version.
I definitely got plenty of gratuitous on the TBS version, so glad you paid that $6, I mean.
The server's tray gets knocked over. There's chicken that hits the floor, or Maze probably thinks it's a lobster. Man slips on it, knocks into a man who rips down a woman's shirt, exposing her tits. Aussies love it. She falls into two more women. Their shirts get ripped down. Aussies love it more. 3 more girls get their tops ripped off. Crowd cheers. The old man has a heart attack. Man walks through with a giant barrel of hot cheese soup. Hot cheese soup.
That's Alan Graff.
He lands on the cart, and the hot cheese soup goes flying into the air. The CGI cheddar hits a strong man, burns him. He's swinging his sledgehammer around.
That's Gallagher.
It's the spout of a giant beer keg. It sprays 2 girls about to go wild. Clip it, Maze, from It's Always Sunny.
We don't want wild girls. We want real girls going wild. It's important to see the transition. You want to watch the process.
It really is a Rube Goldberg machine of gratuitous.
They run into Todd and Jan, who hit a pole, release a lever, giant beer barrel goes swinging through the air. Wolfgang von Wolfhausen dodges it, but his dumb little wannabe Lawrence brother grandson gets hit. The crowd gasps. Kid gets up. He cries.
He does look like Joey Lawrence.
Yeah, just like him.
Yeah.
Todd and Jan get blamed for it all. As everybody's about to get them, the giant tent collapses on everybody. They sneak out as Schniedelwitzen meets them, says to come quickly as they fight off the Aussies. And now we go to nighttime. At a random alley door, they realize they forgot the ashes at the tent, but Schniedelwitzen won't let them go back. Takes them through this warehouse. We see prostitutes. Kevin Hefferman has a woman grinding a leg in a meat grinder.
Yeah.
Jay is a blind man with barking dog as a kid on a tricycle circles him. Steve is in blue shiny pants, multiple sets of suspenders with a bow tie, makeup, and has a dildo attached to his crotch. He tries to kiss and caress Todd. Jan saves him, and he's like, I miss you, as he waves his arms like it's a dream. They go down more hallways until they get to a guard door.
And of course, this is all just a direct callback to Bloodsport.
Yes.
Going to find the Kumite, and they got to go through the weird side streets and alleys, and they're the weird people staring at them.
The passport! Yodelay-hoo, 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 yodelay-hoo.
Shout out to Yodel Kid in Atlanta.
Same note too, man. Born to Die.
Open twin doors, and we're exposed to Beerfest. It's a drinking game kumite.
Same note too.
All countries represented. They have every beer game.
When they're explaining all of the game names in German, it reminds me of the videos explaining how aggressive the German language is.
Yep.
Quarters, Quiegerpunk, beer pong, Paddlekugel, upside down shots, monkey kuiken.
Português.
English.
Deutsch. Borboleta.
Butterfly.
Schmetterling. Hospital.
Hospital.
Krankenhaus. Ambulância.
Ambulance.
Krankenwagen. Ciência.
Science.
Naturwissenschaft. Sex.
Sex.
Geschlechtsverkehr.
They get stopped by some Brits ogling a server.
Pim Skirney and Rod Gubshire. These are the spaghetti lasagnas of England.
Rod Gubshire.
Oktoberfest is for tossers and shapeshaggers. Beerfest is a long.
I said, he said it.
He said it, innit?
The ultimate test of a beer gamer's metal.
Where's the American team?
Yeah.
I see a row of urns.
That's worth a squirt, innit?
Just like their grandpas. They realize that's why they're there. Schniedelwasser brought them for that. Got to go back and get the urn. He says, you go. I'm never leaving this place.
The camera pans up to two portraits that look just like them as the crowd chants, Das Boot!
Das Boot!
Das Boot! In its position continues.
Germany and Ireland in a tie.
Explaining it's sudden death. It's double elimination.
The Germans are the champs. Their family owns the oldest brewery in Bavaria. Regular diamond geezers, they all right. Why does the last guy chug out of a shoe? That's no shoe. It's Das Boot.
And she's a cruel mistress, she is.
Which is funny because boot in German means boat, not boot.
Oh, spoiler alert.
They're fast. The Germans are crushing. Ireland can't handle the boot. Air bubble makes them spill. Germany wins easily in the boot line chug, and they're the champs again. Schniedelspanker, come over. Jan kisses him. Is it Jan or Jan? It's Jan, right? They just call him Jan.
They say Jan, because they're American.
They go on stage to meet the Germans. Von Wolfhausen? Wolfhaus. They're cousins, but the Germans are not impressed.
We get a lot of exposition here about Johann von Wolfhaus.
Which unleashes angry Germans shouting, and they take away
Das Amerikaner?
the contact and shoot him twice off camera.
Yeah, they do.
No Mustafa this time. He's dead.
Will Forte, he is of no concern to you.
Oh my God. Dude, I can't handle Will Forte in this movie, man.
He's perfect in this movie. Every line is perfect for him.
Faxon starts yelling the rules of Beerfest. Do not speak of Beerfest outside of Beerfest. Do not bring outsiders to Beerfest. And then Olsen interrupts. Ach! Your grandfather was a thieving bastard shtableboy.
Shtableboy.
Splendid. Let me get the vase. You're splendid. You're splendid. You. Look around.
Okay.
I'm not leaving here until you buy something.
Splendid.
Splendid place.
Yeah, I know why he changed his mind. Because Timur talked to Gregor, and Gregor talked to Igor. Isn't that how it works? Right?
You're accusing me of sneaking around? You accuse me of being a sneak?
I'm not saying you're sneaky. I'm saying they spoke to you.
You're implying I'm sneaky. You can't come into my store and tell me that I am sure that...
Oh, we didn't like the goulash. Oh.
I'm about to snap.
Go ahead and snap.
I will snap.
Go ahead. Let's go.
Great-grandfather perfected the beer recipe.
It was the greatest beer in all the world. When Ludwig died, your grandfather stole the only copy of the recipe ever created.
Hold on a second. Our grandfather didn't brew beer. He had this little sausage house in Colorado. He couldn't...
He could, and he did. He stole our recipe and fled Germany with his mother. A common Bavarian... What's the English word I'm looking for?
Whore. Can't get him a whore? Obviously, there's a translation problem here.
Hooker, prostitute, slut for money.
Well, now you're crossing the line.
No, you are crossing the line. He stole it. And now instead of having Deutschland's greatest beer, we merely have fourth best. The Steiner Marzen, Radenberger und
Becks?
Unbecks?
Yeah.
Unbecks!
Yeah, we are not your cousins. You are the offspring of the bastard son of some whore!
This makes Todd try to choke Faxon, and he's egging him on. Punch me! Do it! Yeah!
Do it! Kill me now!
Come on, do it now!
You big tough guy!
What are you waiting for?
Typical Americans. This is why we don't allow you in our beer fest.
Yeah.
You get a few drinks and you become the dirty.
Hey!
Yeah. You should go back to your strip malls and drink your Zimas and Smirnoff Ices. Yeah. And then you can punch each other silly. Yeah. Und do some.
Okay. Sounds like you guys fancy yourself drinkers, huh? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think we just beat the Irish, so...
What?
Germans are ass off mocking them.
All the Germans are ass off.
All of them. Every single one.
All the Germans are Louis Pinnock.
Jan stops the mocking, says, sounds like you guys fancy yourself drinkers, huh?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think we just beat the Irish,
so that's good. Beat the Irish. Jan says, Jan says to pick their best two drinkers. The Germans laugh. We are laughing. We are laughing at you. Two best. How about our two worst? They call over Hammacher and Schlemmer. These two monster Germans. Oh my God.
That's the shit from Sky Mall, right? They make the automatic shoelace tire and shit like that.
The floor buckles as they step up on the stage. Table brought over along with beers. Hammacher pats the server boy on the head. I said, easy, man.
They stick with that shit the entire movie.
They do.
Every time they step up.
It's so good. One time he caresses his cheek with the back of his hand. When he says, take the big guy, I'll get the little one, Todd is ass off trying to figure out which one is which. First team to finish wins. They start, and the Germans are just watching and waiting.
Smiles, knowing smiles.
Hey, boys, why don't you let us put a nipple on that for you?
I remember my first beer.
They cheers each other, they chug, and absolutely waste the wolf houses.
Crowd starts pelting them with cabbage.
I love that.
Cabbage bukkake.
I love when a crowd brings produce to throw. It's funny to me every time.
Question. Can you guys chug beer fast?
Yeah. Not like, oh, I could take anybody. But yeah, like I think I can hold my own with most people.
Maze?
Yeah, same. I mean, felt pretty good about my chuggy when I lost the survivor pool with Mike Ryan on the first day.
I can't do that in one big gulp, but like I can down it pretty quickly.
You're taking multiple sips, Zach. Is that what you're saying?
3 or 4 gulps. I think I can get it.
The most terrifying thing I've ever seen was when I saw Eric Andre live. He brings up 2 people to chug ranch dressing at a certain point of the show. And there was some guy who got up there like he'd been training with Rocky in the fucking middle of nowhere. He downed a whole thing of ranch dressing, and I want to say 9 seconds.
Holy shit.
It was disgusting. And he walked away just so proud of himself.
That's like drinking milk.
I saw Kobayashi drink an entire gallon of milk in less than 10 seconds, I think.
How?
And that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in person.
Was that brought to him by a milk maiden?
It was not. It was brought to him by a blogger.
I can't chug anything. I drink, but I can't.
I bet you can.
No, I can't.
I also went to hookah with Kobayashi that night. It's a weird night.
And then you sucked his cock.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
That's right. You did that first.
Yeah, how do you think I got to hookah? Kidding me? All right. Nat Faxon goes, allow me to introduce our grandfather, Wolfgang von Wolfhausen. Take a good look, for this is a real von Wolfhausen. He goes, Grandpapa. Golden Dumpster nominee. He hugs him. Wolfgang guesses that Johann taught them how to drink beer. Wants to know where the recipe is. The urn is brought over when he snaps his fingers.
The thieving shtableboy.
He shows it to the crowd. Friends, this is all that remains of the thieving shtableboy who ran away to America with his whore mother. And he douses Jan and Todd in their grandfather's ashes.
I'm a sucker for family reunions.
Does Todd look like Charlie Widows?
No, not at all.
I swear to God, I'm looking at Todd.
They're both white. That's it.
You white, then you Ben Affleck.
Here, a couple of euros. Go back and get a couple of BJs from your great grandmother on me. And the crowd chants, BJ, BJ, BJ.
Big German knocks them out. Airplane lands back in Colorado. We're back at Schnitz and Giggle. Todd and Jan are dejected. Jan has a black eye. He wants to go back and beat those Germans. As he's saying, we can do this, Gam Gam walks in and asks, do what? She's excited to see them. Jan says he walked into a wall. The Berlin Wall.
I'll tell Tippy to get some cold pig stomach. We'll put that on Yanni's eye.
She wants to know if the ceremony was beautiful. They lie and say, yeah. Peaceful resting place? Ever been? No, but I've been told it's wonderful, quiet, lovely. She asks about Schniedelweisen. Yeah, great guy. He says hi.
Buying their asses off, and she yodels happily as she walks away. She couldn't be more not a whore.
We got to defend her honor.
Yes.
They're going to put together their own team.
Yes.
We're gonna get the biggest drinkers, the best beer gamers, the fastest chuggers.
Yes.
And we're going to go back to Munich and kick the tar out of those krauts.
Woo.
Beerfest it is. They want a war. We'll give them a war. They won't believe. And Jan is growling his ass off.
And then Todd goes to the calendar and just crosses out the entire month of October.
October of a year from now, because it's October right now.
Mark it off.
Time to get the gang together. Jan and Todd go to the county fair.
How'd you find him? Some dude used to work with him at the brewery. I haven't seen him since we did Hands Across America.
I love that is a recurring thing. That's a Golden Dumpster nominee, just the Hands Across America reference.
You guys are too young to remember Hands Across America. That shit was real, bro. Like, motherfuckers really wanted to hold hands
insane.
From one coast to the other coast. It's so fucking dumb.
What was that going to solve?
Absolutely nothing.
I hadn't heard of it. So when Us came out, that reference went completely over my head.
I heard when the brewery game is Pink Slip, he went ballistic, though, and he killed a guy.
I heard that, too.
Cut to a hot dog eating contest, 1,000 to the big wiener.
Yeah.
Landfill is competing with 4 Asian contestants in this contest. I think that was a Kobayashi reference.
Absolutely.
Landfill is essentially the and one mixtape of hot dog eating contest. He's talking shit. He's got his mouth full. He points to distract and takes one off the guy's plate.
Yeah, the psych out.
But he grabs someone else's hot dog. dog. Why? Why would you want more of someone else's shit?
Because that's how good he is at it. He easily wins, says no autographs to the kids. He bows to the contestants. And then he's thrilled to see Jan and Todd.
I haven't seen you guys since Hands Across America.
Hands Across America?
We almost made it. Couple breaks in the chain, right?
Hands across America!
They ask him what's going on. Heard he got fired from the brewery. His demeanor completely changes. He goes, goddamn brewery. And he chucks his trophy into balloons.
Just because I have one, maybe 2 drinks off the assembly line? What, I'm an alcoholic now?
I'm the asshole.
You know, Jim Tobelson said they had to call in a hostage negotiator.
Yeah, well, Jim Tobelson's a fucking chatty Cathy. I did my 3 years up at the county pen. Made some friends, went Muslim. Now I'm out. Praise Allah.
Somebody did die that day.
Yeah.
Me. Fucking moment of silence.
Had the greatest job in the world, brewing cold, fresh joy for thousands. Not to mention all the beautiful beer you could drink, right?
Clearly not, because you drank some beer and that's what got you fired.
He took it away from me. I'd trade all this in a heartbeat if I could get that feeling back again. Jan and Todd look at each other. It's pulled away. We just see Landfill going, what? And then they jump in celebration. Cut to a lab. We're introduced to scientist Fink. Landfill can't believe Fink is the guy. What, that geek on the team? What's he going to do? Check my urine?
Fink is wearing a yarmulke. A student has discovered jargon. He wants a big round of applause.
Oh, so much jargon.
And now he's teaching them to masturbate a frog.
Stroke it.
Stroke the ejaculatory ducts. Cup the gonads. Extracting frog gamete for clinical trials. Is he choking lizard?
Oh, okay. As he's doing it, the frog is just riveting faster and faster and faster and faster.
Fink says he's really busy, a respected member of the science community. And when he stops for a second, the frog makes upset noises until he resumes.
It taps him. It taps him.
Save note too.
Golden dumpster nominee.
There's beef with Landfill and Fink immediately. Landfill starts erasing the chalkboard of all this science.
Hey, don't do that.
Reason.
House with a pool, 2-car garage, 3 PhDs. I'm published in 4 journals. Yeah, what? Toad Load Weekly?
We need you, Fink. America needs you. That sounds a little dramatic. So that's the part we haven't told you. We're competing against the Germans. And right then the frog comes. Fink lights a cigarette.
Very nonchalantly, by the way.
You got 15 minutes to tell me more. Cut to the 4 of them in a car. Landfill sitting in the middle of the back seat, crowning Fink.
Can you scoot over just a smidge?
No, I sit in the middle.
It's a seat, dude. It's a whole thing, Rex. I know, you're crowding me.
I'm crowding this guy now. He's forcing us to kidnap him. I'm crowding him.
Buddy. Simmer down.
I like to sit in the middle. What the hell am I supposed to do? You have room. You're little. He says you want to sit on this side? Fuck you. He asks Jan who they're meeting out there. Barry Badranath.
Todd is concerned.
What? No.
Landfill won't stop asking.
Who's Barry Badranath? Who's Barry Badranath? Who's Barry Badranath?
I could definitely see Zach being that guy.
No.
In a car, just repeating, who's Barry Badranath?
No. That's not me at all.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Very strong Zach vibes right there.
No.
Yes.
Gone too far.
Barry was the best beer gamer ever. Best at quarters, best at Pong, everything.
Should put him on our team.
Did you guys ever play? Do you guys engage in this shit?
2 Americas right here. This is just 2 America.
Yeah.
I've played beer pong. I've played all that shit.
Last weekend, I went to Orlando for Georgia Tech versus UCF, and I was with all these people I went to college with, and we were all marveling over like, yo, man, you find it weird that after you left Georgia Tech, you found out like all these people were playing drinking games. Like, we just drank. You didn't have to gamify it for us. We just did it.
Yeah, I mean, same, but that thumper game with the table where you're doing those motions, I never played that. I don't understand what that is at all.
Yeah, I still don't understand that one.
I've literally only seen it in this movie.
What's your game?
We play beer pong a lot.
And that's what they call Beirut in this movie.
I had that question coming up later.
Yeah, not with the paddle. I'm talking about shooting it.
Yeah, with the cups lined up.
Barry doinked Todd's girlfriend. Jan says to think of Gam Gam. Landfill
Should get him on the team.
Really that good. Yeah, put him on the team then.
Put him on the team.
They pull up to an overpass.
Flip the whole
This
thing.
entire scene is so fucking funny.
A regular hot dog carton here.
That's such a funny line. Like, instead of being, sausage fest, like saying a regular hot dog cart.
All right. It's a regular hot dog cart in here, huh? All right, fellas, here's how it works. $1 to look at it, $2 to touch it, $3 to watch me touch it. It's lots of nice looking man. Back the fuck up, Antonio. My dick.
Antonio is a perfect name to call that guy.
For this entire scene, ladies and gentlemen, Antonio, ass fucking off.
He's licking the window.
My apologies. $5 to touch it while I touch my toes. $6 to touch it while I touch your toe. Oh, hey, Jen. How are you? Todd. And Fink. You're looking good, Finky.
You too, Barry.
Hey, look, fellas, I wish I could give you a deal here, but my pimp's a real ball ache. You know what I mean? So it's $10 for a BJ, $12 for an HJ, $15 for a ZJ.
What's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
I got $4.
Barry, we didn't come here for a BJ or a ZJ or any kind of a J.
Move along, then. I got a mouth to feed.
When Barry demonstrates his now lost quarter flipping skills, it hits the hood and it falls down the block.
He goes running after it.
Multiple of these man whores going, and then Antonio comes up and is like, ooh!
Also, such a funny part of this, I think even way funnier than even the ZJ line and everything, is when he recognizes them, him thinking that there's just there for sex, but it happens to run into. I just think that's so fucking funny.
They explain the beer games to him, want him on the team. $25. No,
we're going to train for the whole year.
30?
30 bucks?
Unsure of how to do the conversion in his head. They hand him the coins, he unzips his fly.
His life is just so far down this path that he can't think of it in any other context other than being hired for sex.
Barry keeps fucking up. Landfill says he blows. Barry looks at them, yells, "What are you looking at?" He breaks a bottle on his own head and threatens to stab them.
Barry, what happened to you? Get out of here. And the closed caption says, Antonio squeals.
Got to schnitz and giggle. Todd, Jan, Landfill, and Fink going over other options for Barry's spot.
Dan, the Magic Man Dunkowski, he used to down a bottle of beer with every meal.
He got the Al Roker surgery. He went black?
Don't be a moron. Had his stomach stapled. Now the most he can fit in there is 2 Triscuits and a bottle of water.
Barry walks in hammered. I want on the team.
Grabs a pool cue one-handed, breaks, knocking in every ball. Throws darts, no look, 4 bullseyes. He's got a quarter dispenser on his belt, which I love.
Fink says he's got a gun.
Bounces them long range perfectly.
He's belting glasses and mouths and heads.
Spraying quarters all over the bar. And he shrugs, I'm better when I'm drunk.
They got a team. Next day, Jan introduces them to the training facility, which is just the brewing portion of Schnitz and Giggle.
It's just a shitty barn garage. Beaker Month continues.
Yeah, I wondered, is Beaker Month back? Because they got a graduated cylinder, a giant one.
Landfill loves a direct jargon beer dispenser, half barrel with anti-foaming mechanism.
So much jargon.
Then he grabs Popo, pretends to make out with it, and then butt fucks it.
Bobo, not Popo.
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 Bobo with bees.
Popo.
Bobo.
It's Popo.
Look it up, you lobster fuck. It's Bobo.
Hey, it's Popo.
Is he arguing that it's Popo with a P? Or is that what you're saying, Maze?
Hey, Popo. It's Popo.
It's Bobo.
It's Bobo, you fucking...
B-O-B-O.
It's Bobo, you fucking bingo.
You see what I'm talking about with this steak lobster thing from Venom? He's wrong and he just sinks into it.
The beauty of both you idiots agreeing on this means that I just went down to the farmer's market and got a special 2 frauds for 1. What's the name again, Donald?
Popo.
Big says, yeah, fuck him. Give him a rim job.
It's the only time they ever agree.
Todd says the next 11 months are going to be as tough as anything they've done before. Drink beers and lots of it. Walk out if you're not up for it. They laugh. No one leaves until they finish the keg. They collect the keys. Jan grabs a pong paddle, asks Barry for a warm-up match, tosses him the paddle. Barry laughs it off. I'll leave the practicing to the amateurs. They all laugh. He turns around and he is ass off, trembling with that paddle in his hand.
His hand shaking.
Todd tells Fink he has to figure out how to drink from Das Boot. Jan stresses this is super secret competition. They turn on music and start drinking. Landfill crushes immediately everybody else, saying it's so cold. Making excuses as to why they're not drinking faster. How many beers you say in this thing? 125? 125. Okay. Barry's struggling with the bigger coins that they've got to use in the competition.
It's so technical. It's like it's got totally different flight patterns. He's using like physics to do this shit.
Notices that Jan's black eye is starting to fade. Jan says he wishes he could keep it. Barry punches him in the eye for a new one. Jan calls him a good friend. We get a long beer pour from Fink on a ladder into Landfill's mouth on the ground. His yarmulke drops down onto Landfill and he gets pissed. Get a hand on your frisbee, college boy. Fink is not happy.
I'll show you how to drink a beer, motherfucker. Fucking man cow.
Man animal.
To which Landfill says, you got chutzpah.
You got chutzpah, Fuckelstein. He chugs a beer in his face and then he playfully hits Fink in the nuts and pushes him into some boxes and walks away. Todd and Barry are having a camaraderie moment about the old girlfriend. Can we bury the hatchet, buddy?
I mean, it was just a one-night stand, right? Wasn't even that good looking. Real dead fish, right? I mean, she just laid there taking it like a plastic fuck doll, am I right?
I happen to have married that plastic fuck doll.
Jan gasps with his ass completely gone. Todd tackles Barry. Fink jumps on Phil. Cut to them drunk. They're singing like Amin does. They're battered and bloody. And just standing drunk and wobbling later. Todd tackles him again. They all fight once more. Next morning, Phil's wife finds him like James Spader in The Watcher.
Same note too, bro.
He's dead in front of the fridge. She calls 911. Half-eaten ham next to him. She goes to do mouth to mouth. A piece of ham goes into her mouth.
What's that? Ham.
He just grabs it, eats it, goes back to sleep.
He eats it sensually, starts moaning.
Fink is masturbating frogs. He gets a green cum-like substance shot onto his face because he's not paid attention.
It's definitely cum.
Oh, it's green. It's not cum. I'm saying it's a cum. It feels like cum.
The texture, the flavor, the color, the consistency.
Barry is naked, bloody mouth. There's a deer with its neck ripped open.
Oh no, not again.
He just gets up and leaves. Todd and Jan wake up in the training facility. They barely drank any beer. The keg's still heavy. Todd says they need a little help. Going to Gam Gam. Don't say anything about the competition or her being a whore. She's a whore? Says she's not. He says, so what if she's a whore? I'm just saying some of my best friends are whores.
Yeah, we know.
Monique answers the door. Landfill just, nice to meet you, Mrs. Wolfhouse.
Al Roker surgery?
She's Cherry, the nurse. Gam Gam's fine. Sitting in the living room, Gam Gam brings them summer sausage fresh out of the fridge. She'll warm it up for him. She starts jerking it off. They all watch. She's slapping it. Jan just stops her. Tells her about the Germans drinking so much at Oktoberfest. She gives some exposition. From the time they're little kids, Germans raised to be excellent beer drinkers. They train high up in the Alps.
Fink points out that that's similar to the Kenyan marathon runners.
They are also taught to relax the muscles of the throat. Germans can pretty much stick anything down there. I myself can probably fit in at least 9 inches.
She's about to show them on the summer sausage, but Todd stops her. They also practice by drinking the urine of the ram. Because of the pH balance? No, because if you can drink ram's piss, fuck, you can drink almost anything.
Fink loves that she said fuck. It's like, she said fuck. Cherry asks who's drinking piss. Tradition in the old country. Damn, that's nasty.
Old country must have been fucked up.
It's time for Gam Gam's nap. She says, I always sleep better with a little sausage in me. They walk out. Barry says, the whole whore thing is a real possibility. I know what you're thinking, but Bavarians have been warming sausage like that for hundreds of years.
Would you say it's their oldest profession? It's a great line.
Fink wants to know where they'll find a ram. Cut to them chasing rams. Cut to them chugging ram piss on a roof because of the higher altitude.
It is neon yellow.
Which is funny because they live in Colorado.
But they needed that extra 3 stories of altitude.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever drank. I doubt that very much, Playboy.
They start chugging beers instead. Fink thinks they're doing it wrong. Should get out there, mix it up with some randoms, and they all agree. We cut to a house party. They walk in mean mugging everybody. The party stops and a kid yells, hey, who ordered the Queer Eye makeover?
Topical, but also reboot.
Landfill shotguns 2 beers at once. We're the party brigade. We're here to play some drinking games. Now we get a montage.
And we're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage. Rocky had a montage.
Either you guys shotgun beers.
I mean, I'll do it, but I don't really like doing it. It's not like an enjoyable way to consume beers for me.
Did it for the first time last year in Milwaukee. I was like, how?
There's actually a lot of jargon involved into why...
There is a lot of jargon involved.
It's the preferred method. It's kind of similar to what we'll get to with the explanation of the boot.
Oh, really? With the air bubble and all that shit?
Yeah, like it creates a vacuum and...
Yeah, it creates a vacuum and just shoots into your mouth.
Yeah, when it sucks real hard and then it shoots into your mouth, like the frog.
The whistle sounded so bad there.
It sounded unsure of itself. Like, is this something I want?
They're playing Never Have I Ever. And the girl says, I've never fooled around with Coach Gerber. And Landfill takes a sip.
I'm very guilty.
Barry watches him do it. Fink does a strikeout, which is you take a bong rip, you chug a beer, you take a shot, and then you blow out the smoke. There's no way I could do that.
This is impossible, right?
There's no way.
Even if nothing was impairing, right? Like it was just vapor, water, and just a no duels, which is what they use in this beer swirler. You can't do this, right?
No, I think there's a way to do it.
I wouldn't say it's impossible. It's not a good idea.
I just think it'd be fucking hard.
want to try this now.
Fink starts to slowly sink to the ground. He doesn't see what all the fuss is about. They call him Flories.
I could watch Landfill dance all day.
What the?
That scene could have been 10 minutes of him just dancing around the floor, bumping into people, giving them beer. I could have watched that forever. Outside, Barry's dressed as a groom. Todd's dressed as a bride. They're chugging beer helmets and they're boxing with comically giant gloves. Jan and Phil saran wrap Fink to the monkey bars. Cops break up the party and Fink is stuck.
Jan is hiding in the bushes and the kid comes by and says, "Aren't you like 40?"
Cut to the next morning. They're riding home on a 5-tandem bicycle. Todd gets dropped off in the wedding dress. The four of them cycle off. We're back to training.
7 months to go. They're getting quicker.
Timing them on chugging. Move to Mugs tomorrow. Fink doesn't have the solution to Das Boot yet, but he knows the air bubble is the issue.
He's analyzing on his computer with a sticker that says, biologists do it in their genes. And it's Popo.
Bobo.
Check the chat, you idiots. It's Popo.
It's not. Your dumbass closed captioning is different than our closed captioning.
Yeah.
I'll take ours over yours.
Okay, then you do the work and you find the closed captioning and you prove it, idiot. It's Popo.
Hey, it's Popo.
Hold on, I'll do it, Zach. I got
Bobo Beerfest. Oh, look
I
at
got
that.
it. I got it.
Bobo comes up. Beerfest. How about that?
Hold on.
It's Beerfest. It's Bobo in the IMDb. Would you like to apologize? Maze.
Maze is talking to you. I know. Typically, that's directed to me.
Popo, Popo, Popo.
As he's explaining it, Landfill has Bobo.
It's Popo.
He's hype man in the explanation.
When you drink, the shape of the boot causes an air bubble to form in the toe.
The bubble.
Now, this air bubble shoots around the heel and explodes towards your face while you drink it.
In your face, it explodes.
It's virtually impossible
It's
to handle.
impossible to handle.
It's unavoidable. The Germans know how to do it. Frankly, I find the whole thing a little frustrating because I can't figure it out.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Do you get the hell off of me?
He's grabbing Fink's nipples with Bobo's arms. And then finally, Fink knocks Bobo down. The head comes off. Inside, there is a beer recipe. We know this because Barry speaks German, so he's able to translate it. He used to work on a German cruise ship. If he had it, why didn't he brew it? He brew. Cut to them brewing it. Jan tries it and is euphoric.
How is it, Jan? Tell us.
It's beautiful.
It's magical. It's laughing at me.
I wish I could brush my teeth with it. I want to put my dick in it.
I wanted to put its dick in me.
I wish it were winter. We could make it into ice blocks and skate on it, and then melt it in the springtime and drink it.
This is the polar opposite of the Anchorman Sex Panther scene.
Jan is apoplectic because it means Gam Gam really is a whore.
Todd pretends he can't hear and crashes into something. He goes, la, 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 la.
Cut to the tavern. The place is packed. They are selling so much Schnitz beer.
3 months to go.
Fink chugs one in Phil's face. They chug together.
Give me 6 schnitzes. Future callback.
Cut to Germany.
This is like Drago's training facility, but beer edition.
Same note too, bro.
Holding kegs over their heads as they suck it through a hose.
Close your eyes and suck it out of a hose? Suck it out of a hose, yeah.
Chugging on a treadmill, chugging on a stationary bike. An alarm goes off.
Jurgen is barking orders the entire time, and a messenger boy comes in wearing a Targaryen wig. This package comes all the way from America, and look, it is marked
most urgent.
This guy's ass on.
What?
The messenger? Absolutely.
No. He is ass off.
He's the white dude from Psych.
Wolfgang opens it. It's a Schnitz beer. He drinks it. He sloshes it around his mouth.
When Jurgen identifies the beer as the recipe, it reminds me of Pineapple Express when Gary Cole picks up the roach, takes a hit, and goes,
Pineapple Express.
So know who else knows of the package? Absolutely no one. Dispose of him. They say, don't shoot the messenger, right? They're not going to shoot him. They just fill every hole in his head with beer hoses and drown him.
There's a ram in a diaper.
There's a ram in a diaper. They're back at the tavern playing asshole. Barry's the asshole.
Got the beer box on his head.
And he's drunk as fuck.
Now eat that tomato in one bite, asshole.
Asshole.
Tomatoes fucking Barry up. He eats shit.
He's so sweaty.
He's struggling in the bathroom, but when he looks in the mirror, he's discoed out and looking fly.
And this is a perfect encapsulation of what drunk Amin is and what he thinks he is with the cleaned up version in the podcast.
Same note too.
Okay. Menage a note, Amin?
I didn't note it down.
No, because Amin just thought that this was normal.
He's like, this is just living, right? Looking good, you handsome motherfucker. There's a Barry feeling himself montage.
Everything he says.
Ho, ho, ho! We gotta get you out of those wet clothes and into a dry martini.
What?
I said, oh, martini?
Get away from me.
That's the story I told when I accidentally ate the edible on election night. I told my cousin, I'm not feeling so well, so I'm going to go back to my hotel and just lay down. Hours and hours later, he's frantically been calling me, and he couldn't get a hold of me. And then finally, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? It's like 70 missed calls. He's like, where the fuck are you? I said, I told you I was going back to the hotel. I wanted to lay down. He's like, no, you didn't. You said, So I thought you just wanted to go outside and get some fresh air.
He's dancing. The crowd loves it. Sees a black woman come up, and they dance. Sure, it's 2 shots. Asks about a little sex on the beach.
He said, my place a little closer.
Time for a little slap and tickle. They're going to leave together. She's grabbing a taxi, 20 CB. And Todd and Jan check to see if he knows what he's doing. She's hot as hell.
Looking for a little slap and pickle.
You sure you want to do this, man? You're drunk.
I'm drunk. You're drunk. Everybody's drunk.
That's definitely Amin.
That's definitely Amin.
We're all drunk here.
Back at home, he's got some furry red underwear on.
Yo, this whole extended fantasy sequence, they've got the glowy softcore porn filter on.
Yes, they do.
It's so funny.
I'm going to butter your bread, baby. Nice and toasty, please.
When he goes, hey, mama, he does the grease dance, giving himself a pound with his fist.
Next morning, he's wearing a choker and has mustard on his mouth.
On a Jaguar print pillow.
He wakes up next to Cherry, Monique.
Come on.
Who also has mustard on her mouth. And now we see a montage of what really happened.
Except they still splice in plenty more gratuitous.
Hot girl says, I'm going to rock your world. Cherry goes, I'm going to break your dick off.
As Barry is sucking her toes, she goes, suck him! Suck him!
The hot girl puts a blindfold on him. Don't peek.
Instead of a blindfold, she's asphyxiating him with a plastic bag.
Quit squirming.
Instead of whipped cream, it was mustard.
I love mustard with my hot dog.
My favorite line was, how many licks does it take to get to the center? And I said, how many licks?
How many licks?
How many licks? How many licks does it take to get to the center?
The hot girl's moaning. She's like, oh, daddy. And then it cuts to Cherry. She's like, you dirty motherfucker.
The final orgasm.
Oh, my God. Clip that noise in.
Crow's caption said, building erotic scream.
Cut back to him. Come on. I knew it the whole time. And he cuddles her.
1 month to go. Todd has handfuls of schnitzes. Jan wonders who ordered the pig snouts. The Germans are spying on them from Das Boot in a lake.
From a submarine in a lake in Colorado.
Jurgen says it's time to initiate Operation Recipe Retrieve. Maniacal laughter. Forte's crazy face is elite.
Is that the title we all agreed on? I kind of like Operation Steingraber.
Yeah, what about Brauheis 2006?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of spunky. Yeah, it's fun. Kind of teary.
Oh, 1 second. What if it takes longer than a year?
Yeah, I was hoping to be done by 2007.
Yeah, that's true. I have big plans for 2007.
Yeah, we should take a vote because I never liked Recipe Retrieve either.
This is not a democracy.
We waste so much time arguing about the names. I'm sick of it.
Forte whimpers, okay, fine.
He apologizes. He says, feel so cooped up in these U-boats. Had a bad experience in one once.
Reference.
Also, nice matching denim jackets they've got for this mission.
Love that. Yeah, love the outfit.
Denim.
Damn it. I swear to God, if I get that fucking song stuck in my head again. All right, Landfill is practicing Das Boot. And the bubble gets him.
Damn it. It's the bubble.
Encourage him, though. He's going to get it. His wife comes over and wants to try. He says they're practicing. Practicing for what? And he distracts her. He's like, let's go check out the Glockenspiel.
I don't want to. They're really shiny.
That's when the Germans walk in.
Wearing gray polos. Well, hello, Dirty Harrys.
Everyone's got a popped collar. I fucking love it. It's so funny.
This is very much like the Purple Cobra scene in Dodgeball.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The Globo Gym.
When they come into the bar.
Last time we saw you, you were wearing your grandfather's ashes as a hat. They want the recipe. They have a briefcase full of euros.
We won't need that Monopoly money.
Come on, those are euros.
What's that? Like pesos?
They high five at. They go.
That is legal European tender.
See, I told you we should have brought Deutschmarks.
See, they're so hard to find.
Those are not.
They're
No, just
not.
buy
No,
ATM. No, there's a quickie right around the corner. No, I'll go to
I think Nat Faxon is so fucking funny.
I'm partial to Forte, but literally all three of them are perfect.
They keep arguing. They finally catch themselves. They have another briefcase with $500,000 in US dollars.
You seem like sporting fellows.
Not for sale. They grab tables, set up a janky beer pong table, play for the recipe.
Barry gets the shakes again. I don't fucking play pong.
Come on, you're the best. Let's go.
Jeez, pull it together. You're acting a little crazy here. Your wife didn't think I was crazy when I double teamed her with Silo Johnson.
Oh, it's a double team, yeah.
Oh, it's a double team.
Yeah, that's right. Never knew it was a three-way, did you?
Let me tell you something. He wasn't storing corn in that thing.
Oh, man.
Todd punches Barry. Barry quits. He leaves. The cuckoo clock above the door goes off. What the fuck is that?
Genuinely thrown off.
Big Rolf says it's time to scheisse or get off the crapper.
This is where I realize, like, Schlemmer, the shorter buff guy, he's winning us on. He's terrible.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's awful. He can't deliver a line to save his life. Forte says they're making a big mistake.
Cowboy.
They slowly walk. And then, I forgot some money.
Don't think you have seen The Last of Us.
Hamburger says to get a pinball machine that works.
This one works just fine.
Breaks it with his hand.
Does it? Ha, ha, ha.
They break the clock and they leave.
This is quintessential movie bully behavior, right? They come in and they fuck up your shit. But what Cobra formula kind of, right?
Oh, that's absolutely Cobra formula.
Next day, Todd tells Jan they should have played him. Get someone other than Barry. Fink walks in with a sack. He has to quit the team. He got fired from the lab for slipping performance.
So a couple of frogs didn't get there around the world. Whoop-de-doo.
He doesn't know how, but he cloned a batch of monkey frogs.
Around the world is a great fucking term.
Bend him over a barrel and show him around the world.
Jan looks in the bag and is horrified. Oh my God, what have you done? Landfill walks in devastated, crying. His wife left him with the kids. Oh my God, you've got kids?
That was like a mean. Oh my God, you have a girlfriend?
Takes a beer, he walks to the training facility. Then someone else goes, did you know he had kids? I love they've been training together for 10 months. No one knows he has kids. That's a Golden Dumpster nominee. He's drinking. He's remembering all the good times training. He's ass off, pointing at all the areas of the facility.
Uplifting music, flashback montage of everything we've already seen.
Oh, I just realized you guys didn't have this.
Coolio?
No, well, R.I.P. Coolio, first of all. There's a whole newscaps position scene where they're watching the news and the Germans are appearing with blurred faces, saying that they're illegal immigrants who worked at the brewery, and there were rat fetuses inside the beer, and all sorts of health code violations and shit like that. Their business is ruined soon after people start calling up and canceling reservations and shit.
Oh, gotcha.
People just keep hanging up, and then it rings, and he says, "Yeah, no, I'm happy with my long distance service."
Oh, 20 CB. He hears Cherry trying to get in touch with someone. She says, mission accomplished. She got the recipe. Landfill confronts her.
We losing recipes.
Super confused. She's been working with the Wolfhausen family for a long time. She can go back to Germany now that she has the recipe. He says, you have to go through me first. And he pulls out a knife. She pulls out a Luger.
This is great. I love this fight.
It's a great fight.
He disarms her. She knocks the knife into the huge open tank of beer that's conveniently placed right there.
The stunt doubles.
Oh my God. The stunt double. It's amazing when they flip off the ground.
At one point, it looks like he's just punching a faceless dummy.
It sure does.
When he's uppercutting it over and over again.
Yep.
She gets on his stomach, reverse cow turtle, and starts wailing on his nuts. Both fists.
She grabs his balls. He grabs her vagina. She's like,
He hits her with a bucket, lifts a keg up and kicks a stunt woman in the face, then kicking her in the stomach, hits her with a wrench, bashing her into a pipe.
He yells, yeah, girlfriend.
Her eyes pop open. She kip ups, yells, goes over her head and shoves him into the vat while growling.
Monique, ass off.
Absolutely.
As she performs faux martial arts.
Feel that pulling you down? That's the yeast, baby. It's like quicksand. Say goodbye.
Mwah.
He goes to the bottom, decides to try to drink his way out. He starts gulping as much as he can.
He creates a vortex.
Eventually, he drowns in the beer. Jan discovers his body in the vat.
Fink is taking his monkey frogs out to the dumpster to light them on fire. Says he loves them.
The coroner van's pulling away, and the coroner collects all the blankets off them.
Why do they have blankets on?
Every Rose Has Its Thorn is playing.
Every rose has its thorn. Todd gets upset.
Todd's getting rid of the beer, the team, the restaurant.
And he jumps on the tandem bike. That has like 5 seats on it.
That's good physical comedy right there.
He figures it out, though, he got it. Cut to the landfill funeral. Fink is eulogizing him. Landfill could eat a ton, but he could also love a ton. He had this habit of swallowing his food whole. I call him the tiger shark.
If you want to make me laugh in a funeral in a movie, the pictures you have of the deceased always cracks me up. Because they had like a picture of him from high school or some shit.
Yes. I used to joke that if you cut open his belly, you'd find a license plate, a tire, and a half an 8-year-old. One time, he farted an entire plum. I was plum surprised.
That was a good joke.
Jack Harper line.
I always told him, try to chew his food better, but he never listened to me. Well, that was landfill. He was a fat asshole, but he was my fat asshole.
Every rose has its thorn.
Fink goes to the casket, opens a beer, chugs in the corpse's face, cries.
The Chaim.
Landfill's wife slaps Todd, Fink, and Jan, but Todd is ass off when he gets slapped.
And she walks over and slaps Barry. He falls, pulls the casket open. Landfill's dead body's lying on him. Barry's yelling. Quick cut to the wake.
Barry ass off, Landfill ass off.
Oh, wait. You guys missed the other thing, which is the part where Barry sits next to Todd's wife. Hey there, Lori. How are you? God, you're looking good. Thanks, Barry. Wow, what have you been up to? Barry says, me? Working on bridges. Working on under bridges. Like an architect? Yeah. Are you still in contact with the silo? The silo. And then that's when Todd shows up and he's glaring at both of them. And so Barry says, hey, I'll talk to you later. Bye. And he tries to kiss her on the cheek and she moves her mouth to try to kiss him. Oh my God.
All right. We get a time lapse of the wake. By the way, Landfill did not breathe.
Ass off, yeah.
The whole time didn't breathe. He knows how to be a corpse. Art, you're still on notice. Gam Gam comes to pay her respects to a good man.
But unlike you, I am not weeping.
Weeping? We're mourning. Our friend just committed suicide. She asks, when were you going to tell me? You're not competing in Beerfest.
Smacks Jan with her cane and curses in German, and now she's going to tell the true exposition.
I want you all to hear the true story of the Baron Ludwig von Wolfhausen, who fell in love with a beautiful young Bavarian whore.
So you really were a whore?
What do you think this is?
You said you got kicked in the face by a Clydesdale.
This is the mark of the whore.
There's a horse whinny and a black and white flashback. This has to be a reference to Frau Blücher.
Todd's face when he's the Baron and he's having sex. So good.
Had to keep it a secret. He was married to a young baroness. Grandpa was the firstborn bastard son. They found out, literally had them tarred and feathered and run out of town.
Feathers everywhere.
Covered head to toe in tar and feathers. Gam Gam says they're the rightful heirs, but I don't know, man. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Bastards can't inherit the brewery.
You should have the balls to take back what is yours.
Wow, you even talk like a whore.
We are all whores in some way, Mr. Finkelstein.
She's right.
The way that Cloris tilts to the side.
Oh, God. She's fantastic.
When she looks at Mr. Finkelstein, ass all the way off, gives him a pep talk, tells him they're a good team. Everyone's back in, but Barry, he can't play Pong, and now he's going to give some exposition a couple years after college.
I was in Thailand playing ping pong in Ding Dang. I was in a real high-stakes game in some opium den. Turned out the guys I was playing aren't the kind of guys you like to lose. After I beat them, they beat me. Worked me over pretty good. And this is hard to say, but they held me down. And they shoved a ping pong paddle up my ass. Oh. It's never been the same. Damaged goods.
Gosh, Barry, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I would do if somebody shoved a paddle handle up my ass.
Wasn't the handle? I've been shitting pancakes ever since.
Ass all the way off.
His eyes are watering. His eyes are watering.
Can't look at pancakes without thinking of this scene. When he says, I've been shitting pancakes ever since, I yelled when I was in the theater and he delivered that line. Lock that in. That is my golden dumpster. Put it on the spreadsheet now. That to me is the funniest thing.
They did a great job setting it up the whole time with the shakes, and it's actually really, really funny.
Oh, it's such a great payoff.
He was playing ping pong, essentially, where Christopher Walken was playing Russian roulette in The Deer Hunter.
Mr. Butternut, we are not so different, you and I. I've had all kinds of things shoved up my ass. I got over it. You will too. You will too.
And then she just leaves.
That's it.
She just leaves.
Ass off, man.
And then
Exactly. When Jen turns like, so much to digest.
So much to digest.
Right there. Calcon, take me away.
Barry says they're his family. They shotgun beers, do it for Landfill and Joanne and Gam Gam.
Who's going to replace Landfill?
Landfill is standing behind Barry in a cowboy hat and a polo tie.
Now this is the party I was hoping to find.
Fink vomits into a plant when he sees.
No, I'm not Landfill. I'm Landfill's twin brother, Gil.
And twins!
Parties that never end, dogs that love cats, and twins.
I taught Landfill everything he knew about drinking. I want to fulfill his legacy by taking his place in your drinking game.
And the whip cracks in the background.
You must be Fink. How'd you know? Landfill told me everything about you. I feel like I know all you guys, so we won't have that awkward get to know each other stage.
Perfect.
And if I could just ask one favor, if it wouldn't be too uncomfortable, I was hoping you guys would call me Landfill in honor of him.
It would be like we never lost Landfill.
It's so stupid. It's so genius at the same time.
What we call meta, folks.
It's Basil Exposition.
He shotguns a beer faster than Landfill. He erupts a burp that moves the room.
Wind machine knocks them all back and blows stuff off the wall. He even smells like Landfill. Someone open a window fast.
They want to bask in the burp smell, after all. Hey, let's go get sour on some krauts.
They show a montage of everybody packing, getting ready to go. Landfill is fucking Landfill's wife. And she's saying, like, how much better? Landfill 2, you're so much better than...
So much better than Landfill 1.
You're twice the man that Landfill 1 was. And then Barry, when he's packing, he exits. It's a cardboard box. And he's got all his belongings in a bindle.
Now we're in Munich. Back alley is trying to find the secret location.
I start calling him Landgill. Landgill says, we've been training for this for a year, lost our jobs and our family members, and you don't know where this is? Technically, you haven't been training. Can it, college boy?
Didn't you go to college too?
I did this study in college, Finkelstein's theory on the effects of alcohol in the medial temporal lobe.
English.
Drunken recall. I made people drink massive quantities of alcohol, and then I taught them things while they were blacked out. Now, in the morning, they had no recollection of it whatsoever, but when I got them drunk again, they remembered everything.
Bullshit.
Oh, now you're coming after me? This is great. I got a cowboy on one side and an Indian on the other. It's like the Wild West, all right? I got it published.
Where?
Maxim Magazine under the title E equals MC Hammered.
Todd says he was more wasted. They go to a food truck. He gets a table full of empty beers. But since he's been training, his tolerance is way higher. And they just drink an ungodly amount of beers before they think to switch to Goldschlager, which works immediately.
Works immediately, and he starts leading them like it's Weekend at Bernie's too. They go through all the weird people, which was them from before. They get to the door, the password, Todd yodels.
That was last year's password.
Barry has an idea, and a massive keg is delivered to the door.
The note says compliments of the Baron. It loudly rolls into the competition room. They burst out in Mighty Ducks, Team USA tracksuits. Jurgen just laughs.
It's the old Trojan gig.
Now get them out of here.
They're here to honor their grandfather, Wolfgang's older half-brother. Jan takes Todd over to the portrait to show the resemblance. The Canadians agree.
Looks pretty close to me, eh?
That brewery is our brewery.
Even if your little silly fairy tale was true, we have a little saying in München, get the fuck out of here.
Landgill asks if they're afraid of getting their asses stomped.
Random old men in the crowd voice their encouragement.
Let them drink.
Let them drink.
A cooked goose for everyone.
Nat says, let them humiliate the Americans.
We'll crush them.
Finally, he agrees.
Humiliate them.
Why not for shits and giggles? And I said, enter promo code Dan for another extra $50 off. They start cheering. And then I don't know if you guys have the intros where the guys are coming out the tunnel for each country.
Yeah, with the Bulls intro.
Alan Parsons Project.
The best part is Todd comes out doing the Sam Cassell big ball dance.
Yes. They get booed. Germans are showered with flowers. Beer drinkers, welcome to Beerfest.
Sweden, by the way. Hi.
Oh, yeah.
That Swedish team.
Landgill says they got the Brits in round 1.
We already kicked their asses in WW2. Cheerio, let's do it again.
The look on Jan's face. So good.
First round is volume chug.
You're all fur coat and no trousers, you are.
I'm sorry, one more time? Shove off! We're gonna put the skitties in your Alan Wickers, you plonker!
Do you know what he's saying?
Landfill beats the British guy in a huge pitcher chug. AC/DC have a drink on me for the montage.
Beer pong. Todd is too wasted to play with Jan. England wins easily.
Trick quarters. The Brit juggles it like a soccer ball, spins it on his nose, and bounces it in. Barry one-ups him by swallowing it and snorting it out.
Deviated septum. Round 4, the long pour. England fucks it up. The U.S. advances.
Germans are drinking Rampus.
Did they take down Mexico?
By playing a dice game called Mexican against the Mexicans.
The Mexican?
Just a flash of the Swedish girls, gratuitous, no context.
Gratuitous, yeah.
It's the most gratuitous of them all.
I thought they did it to distract their opponent, but they literally never show the opponent.
No.
Chugging from a massive beer bong against the French. Todd faceplants into the ground. Germans and Canadians spinning around like dizzy bat. USA beats Sweden in a depth charge because they overfill a cup floating in a pitcher and it falls to the bottom.
They move on to Der Champion. Cut to the trough in the bathroom. They're all pissing.
Moaning and pissing.
I forgot to put this note in earlier with the Barry scene in the bathroom, but this reminds me. I love that drunk piss where you're like, ugh, as you're doing it.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Just lean against the wall.
Let me tell you something.
That is the best piss possible.
No, it's not, man. Let me tell you.
Yes, it is.
No, listen to me. There's a point beyond which it's very uncomfortable. So basically, this actually happened to me last week when I was flying to Orlando. I had a lot to drink, right? And
there's a shocker.
My seat was, because I rode standby to get there earlier. I was in the 20th row, which is very far from where I usually sit. And I was like, midway through the flight, I'm like, man, I need to go. But I'm like, I'm in the windows.
Real look at me, Louie here.
What?
It's very far from where I usually sit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I usually sit.
Unnecessary detail.
Oh, okay. Well, but no, it is when I start to tell you why. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I need to go. But I'm like, I'm not going to make these people get up. I'll just wait till we land. Well, fuck if there wasn't a storm in Orlando. We had to keep going round and around. And then I'm like, okay, fine.
No.
Like, I can't do this. I got to go. But then we're in our descent. I knew if I got up, first of all, they'd have to get up. Second of all, we get that shit where the fucking flight attendant can't just tell you like a human being, yo, by the way, you need to sit down. They got to be on like the intercom.
Sir, you have to sit down. We're in a descent.
Oh yeah, I'm like, all right, fuck you guys. So I just waited. We land, and then it was like forever to get to the terminal. And I'm like, I'm doing like Kegels and all types of shit. I'm like, this is bad. The woman sitting next to me was looking at me. She's looking at me like, are you okay? But she didn't say it. And I just kind of like tap my finger. I look out the window. All I see is water because there are lakes everywhere in Orlando. I close the window. I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I'm like, well, I'll listen to my podcast. And the podcast started talking about some shit. Then the woman behind me like apologized for spilling water. And I'm like, oh, just everyone shut up. So, and then people are disembarking super fucking slow. And at this point, I'm like, I think I can feel it like knocking on there. Like, can I grab this water bottle that I have? Can I just pee in it without anyone noticing? I'm like, that's probably not going to happen. So I'm like, just hold it. It's like, what if I just pee on myself right now? What's the worst thing going to happen? What's going to happen? I had to go. What am I supposed to do? Then I was like, man, Amin and Mayes, I was like, oh no, I can't do that. All right.
You
so
think it's going to be a news story that you peed your pants on a plane?
1,000%. It wasn't gonna be a little tinkle. This shit was gonna be a puddle through my pants. So then I was like, finally, I was like, you know what? It's all good. As we're disembarking or whatever, I'll just stop in the bathroom right there, right in the front, right by the pilot. I got there and the cleaning crew was in there and I was like, motherfucker. And so now I'm walking down the jetway and I swear to God, Zach, I can't stand up. I am literally like walking like Chaka in fucking Land of the Lost. What? Just kind of, or like the monkey man in fucking
Why did you just run?
I couldn't run. I could not run. I was crippled, right? So I just kind of like bounced my way out, but every time I bounced, it like sloshes shit around. I get out in the terminal was packed. I'm literally knocking children and old people out the way. The fuck out of my way. I get to the bathroom and luckily someone had just walked away from the one urinal that would be empty because there was a fucking line in there. I rush in there, I pull out my dick, and yo, it fucking hurt. It hurt because it was so backed up inside me. And I must have pissed for, I shit you not, 3 straight minutes. Just peeing. A continuous stream.
Okay.
And I wanted to go, but I was worried because there were children in there too. So I just kind of like, I think I just made these deep grunts. And I kept peeing. People literally came, peed, left. Other people would come pee.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, I've gone through 2 rounds.
I feel like the fucking elves in Lord of the Rings. I've lived thousands of lifetimes of you humans right here, just taking a leak. Oh.
Now, Mayes, what part of that story negates that I love that pee?
I said sometimes it feels bad is what I said.
I stopped listening.
I mean, he'll hear it again. I don't give
TLDR.
Todd has his pants down to his ankles, by the way, as he's peeing at the trough.
Now, that level of drunk pee, that one feels good, Zach. Yes, I got to drop my pants all the way. Not at a urinal, but like when you have to pee so bad that even the pressure of like your waistband around is you got to fucking go all the way down. That one's a good one.
What?
Fink looks at the drain, sees the swirl. Das Boot is all about jargon. It's all about fluid dynamics and quantum bubble monics.
You've never stood up to pee with your pants around your ankles?
No.
Never?
No.
He's only going to do this once. Fills his shoe with piss. Bubble is a high pressure vacuum that grows and grows until it gets to the heel, then it pops.
He accidentally flicks pee at them.
And explodes out of the boot. So what you want to do is create a spiral effect by spinning the boot and making the whirlpool right when the bubble hits the corner. Gravity will take over and shoot beer right down your throat. So you're saying, turn the boot. All right.
They all leave the bathroom, pull Todd, he's still peeing. Time for the finals. Best of 7 for the ultimate battle. Round 1.
Face to face, nose to nose with the Germans.
We're gonna wipe our shunts on you. Bring it on, meine bitch.
Championship round is best of 7. Und jetzt for the ultimate battle!
Long distance quarters, 10 meters.
20 meters.
You're never going to make it. Oh, yeah?
30 meters.
Forte nails it. They lose. Next up, Fink drinking upside down. He can't beat them. Germany wins again. And now they're getting wrecked in Beirut with bigger yellow balls and full-on beer stein mugs. And they're down 3-0.
Time for round 4, beer pong. Germany wins and it's over. Fink and Jan are up to play beer pong, but the Germans interrupt and say that Todd hasn't competed yet, and everybody needs to participate.
Disqualification.
Is it a regional thing why it's called beer pong?
Beirut was the original game, and beer pong was with ping pong, and then at some point, the ping pong just went away.
But it's not by going to Northeast. They're calling it Beirut, but on the West Coast, it's called beer pong.
Who knows what the fucking Northeasterners are doing?
I remember hearing Beirut around the time that this movie came out. I think it was called both for a while, but beer pong just completely wiped Beirut off the face of the planet in terms of the name.
As a name.
Yeah.
But as a game, I've never witnessed anyone playing beer pong as they played in the movie.
With the paddles?
With paddles, yeah. I've never seen that.
I've never seen that either. By the way, Todd is drunk, eating, and
making out
with another woman.
Like Lady and the Tramp over in the corner.
So now he has to play pong wasted. Todd barrel rolls onto the stage and fucks up grabbing the paddle.
Like Nick Fury.
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Barry says he'll play with him.
Barry, you sure? Sure as schnitzel.
Todd says, loser takes a paddle up the ass.
Hey, comrades. Rolf likes it. They go to volley for serve. Barry whiffs. You know you have to hit the ball.
Toss another one. Barry crushes it into Hammaker's glass.
What do you think about that, fuckhead? Rolf picks up the shattered glass and drinks while crunching the glass. What do you think about that? Head fuck.
Head fuck.
His mouth is bleeding.
I will look up fuck shit.
Todd can't hit anything, but Barry just keeps it going, has them winning down to match point. Todd has done absolutely nothing. Hammaker hits it off of Todd's glass. Barry dives, hits it in the air, and it lands right in Will Forte's glass.
Diving off the stage, slow motion, return. It's soaring through the air like the time-traveling scepter from TMNT3. Hey, Todd, sorry about porking your wife, man.
Hey, Barry, you can pork my wife anytime.
They laugh and hug. Now it's time for Thumper.
Round 5.
Do not understand this game, but Nat Faxon fucks it up.
The way Nat Fax protests, it's like Ben Stiller.
It's like you not taking accountability for anything when someone calls you on it.
It's not fair.
I didn't do that.
No, I went like this. It sounded like Ben Stiller and Heartbreak Kid talking about, I thought you meant hotter, like career-wise.
All tied up.
Also, by the way, speaking of this, never mind.
What? What is it?
Let us slide.
Let's have it.
No, because I just listened to the Hulk episode, and like the part where you guys, you're not taking responsibility. Like, this isn't hard. It's not hard to understand the chain of events. Mays asks.
No, that's good. Let's revisit this.
Yeah, he's rejected.
Let's have you not take accountability again. I like it.
No, it's not accountability if it fucking changed. If shit changes, I'm not from the future. I don't have a fucking scepter. I can't go back in time or go in the future to fucking find out that his schedule will change. Unless Mays is telling me that you knew his schedule before he did. You knew his schedule before he did? Like, it's not accountability. Stop being fucking assholes about it.
USA wins 228 to 224 in the turbo quarters.
Tied up. Going into the final round.
Das Boot time.
Sudden double elimination.
USA huddles up.
Drunk Todd leads the speech.
His face is super asshole.
Hey guys, this is that moment. The moment that only exists in sports. The moment where the good guys take on the bad guys. The moment that if this was a speech in a movie, this would be shown up on the Humongatron to get the home team fans fired up. Us versus them.
Yeah.
Huh? We're the bad guys and they're the good guys. And I'll be damned if we're gonna let the good guys win.
Yeah, we're actually the good guys and they're the bad guys. So
Todd laughs and goes to start again, but they cut him off. Fink thanks him for the best year of his life. Let's do this for Gam Gam, Landfill, Grandpa Wolfhouse, and America. They repeat all that awkwardly and woo, go, go, go.
Time for the line chug, and Cherry is standing with Wolfgang in a blonde wig.
Milkmaid.
Finest secret agent.
It's a lot of milk.
Furiously sloppy make out with Jurgen.
always bet on black. Yeah.
Reference.
Repeat offender.
Game on. Not a drop can be spilled. The first 3 are tied. Barry is slightly ahead as the 4th one. Time for Landgill to finish it with Das Boot. And that's when Cherry walks over and whispers into his ear.
Hey, fat ass. When I dropped your brother in that vat, he squealed like a stuck pig.
Landgill spills in horror and the Germans win. Wolfgang says, get out of here.
See you later, shtableboy.
Say hello to the family whore. Jan walks back up. Double or nothing.
And he wagers the recipe. Jurgen says they already have the recipe, holds up that CDRW.
I got it off of the nerd's computer. You're fucked!
Yeah, you fucked.
Fink just laughs. That's the recipe for low-carb strawberry beer.
We call it She-Wolf. It's okay.
Jurgen is very upset, claps twice. Guards come to take Monique away. She starts pleading for her life.
She starts trying to bargain.
No, you know how you like strawberries, okay? And then you want me to lose some weight, so that was the low carb. Wait a minute, we like strawberries. Get your damn hands off. You're trying to see my panties. God damn it, put me down, please. Where are the Africans? Can the Africans come help me? Jesus.
The old man says, take the bet, you fucking pussy.
I want spectator number 1.
Killed. And that's his name in the fucking credits. Spectator number 1.
Spectator. This would be like taking black walnut candy from a baby. Okay, specific. It's very funny. Deutsch bag. Only thing is, 1, we're not babies. And 2, we're not that drunk.
We're not that drunk. Cheeky bastards! We're not that drunk! We're not that drunk!
They're not that drunk.
They're not that drunk! They're
And this is my tent. I'm not that drunk.
Fink gives them instructions for the boot one more time. Slow-mo walk up to the boots. Brits yell, Deutschland, get fucked.
Faxon says, the little one looks like he has pubic hair all over his head. It's okay. It works. Yeah, because you have a dick face.
Then throws the yarmulke on the ground. Fink is pissed. Fink turns to his teammates. The gold star of David is in his eye.
Fink's got the eye of the Jew. He's got the eye of the Jew. Fink's our anchor man.
Time to drink. We built these drinks on CGI.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We built this, baby.
Fink is calling out the spin at every turn. It's down to Fink and Hammaker. Hammaker finishes first, except there's one drop left. Schlemmer fails to eat it out as he's trying to lick it before it falls to the table. It hits the table. USA wins.
I love all their reactions, and there's a primal scream from Eric Olsen that's super funny, too.
Germans get pelted with cabbage.
Cabbage bukkake.
Jurgen takes out a comically large key to the brewery and tosses it to them.
Cheers to them and walks off. Roll credits, except we're in Amsterdam now.
Red light district.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Barry came here on a conference once, Hookerthon 2002. Fantastic seminars.
They're lost. They walk down an alleyway. Willie Nelson's there. Invited over here for this big secret international pot smoking competition.
Well, it's kind of a funny story. Nick Fury invited me over here. And my teammates Cheech and Chong chickened out on me. They wouldn't fly on my biodiesel airplane. The smokeout's in 30 minutes, and I don't want to get disqualified. You guys want to be my teammates, do you?
They do.
Ass on for Willie Nelson.
Ass on?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, he rushes through this joke delivery that he has.
Did you hear one about the guy that told his son, said, hey, if you don't quit masturbating, you're going to go blind? He said, Dad, I'm over here.
No, the joke delivery is great. Are you kidding me?
He just kind of blurts it out. He doesn't wait for them to say it.
He's a mega celebrity. He's not going to wait. He's a mega celebrity.
Walk into a hot box, coming soon, Pot Fest, blooper reel during the credits.
I like the one where the war veteran is asking Barry where he knows him from. Didn't I give you $1 for something once?
To touch your toes and then touch your dick?
Who cares if you lose the game? You got this off your chest. I mean, it's just one night of bar trivia.
Ooh. One night of bar trivia is sacrosanct to us.
Trivia is sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct.
Cash drank non-alcoholic O'Doul's, although alcoholic beer was sometimes consumed near the end of the day of filming.
I didn't like that stupid ass note.
Jurgen Prochnow comments about the bad experience that he had as a submarine captain in Das Boot. Der Stiefel would be the correct German terminology for the boot. Such beer boots are known as Bierstiefel. They're descended from centuries-old German soldiers' tradition of accepting the challenge to drink beer out of one another's boot.
The beer pong was real. Every beer pong shot in the movie, except for the final acrobatic shot by Jay, was a successful beer pong shot made by the cast.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
What they're saying is it's not CGI, which happens in a lot of these. Like, remember in Balls of Fury?
It happens in the beer chugging.
Yes, you're right. The beer drinking was CGI, except for the last one. Fink's was actual beer. He actually drank that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Schniedelwiezen is a name put together from vulgar German words. The literal translation is cock jerking.
Fink's hairstyle was a nod to Sean Penn. Steve Lemmy had the same 3 inches of his head shaved each day to make it look like he had a receding hairline. His character's hair was humorously modeled after Sean Penn's character in Carlito's Way.
Wow.
This is, once again, conflicting trivia. Popo Bobo situation. Fink is named after Barton Fink from the Coen Brothers movie, the same name, complete with the same glasses and curly hairstyle as Barton.
Hammaker and Schlemmer are both veterans of the Mr. Universe contest.
That I'll buy.
Will Forte impressed the cast with his beer drinking speed.
That I'll buy too.
While at the Schnitzengiggle, Kevin Heffernan's character orders 6 schnitzes. This is a reference to his character ordering 6 schlitzes at the anti-drug rally in future Cinephobe Super Troopers.
Barry says, not again, after waking up next to a dead deer whose throat has been ripped open in a reference to American Werewolf in London.
Oh, that's what it's from. That makes sense now.
David Hasselhoff was the filmmaker's first choice for Baron von Wolfhausen.
Oh, God.
That would have been even better. When Barry says about a ZJ, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. This is a reference to American tycoon J.P. Morgan.
Whoa.
Who supposedly said when asked about buying an expensive yacht, if you have to ask for the price, then you can't afford it. Early in the film, Fink remarks that a student had just discovered pneumono ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. This is commonly known as the black lung.
I
think I'm getting the black lung, Bob.
Beerfest was inspired by Broken Lizard's experiences at Colgate University.
Oh, O'Donnell Foyle.
As well as a spontaneous boat race drinking contest at a beer festival with Australians during the promotion of Super Troopers. Some character names are taken from classmates and fraternity brothers at Colgate, including Landfill and Tommy Malarkey. After the final day of filming, the American and German cast competed in another boat race. The Broken Lizard team won 2 out of 3 games.
And if you want to know more, these people, the brilliant minds behind Beerfest, Broken Lizard, were all fraternity brothers at Beta Theta Pi at Colgate University, although the group's original name was Charred Goosebeak.
Well, boys, you know what we got? Got a Tony Medley.
Oh, I hope you fucking died, Tony Medley.
I hate to spend any more time on this over and above the time I spent driving to the screening, sitting through it, and driving home. When we arrived for the screening, I asked the running time and was told 80 minutes, so I got excited. Unfortunately, like Bogey and Casablanca, I was misinformed. It went on and on and on. I'm not even going to try to relate the plot. It is so insipid. Satire is one thing, stupidity is something else again. I didn't think I could see anything this stupid that didn't have Will Ferrell in it. I was mistaken. Beerfest makes Talladega Nights look like Hamlet. Even the occasional big bosom, bare-breasted babe didn't add any enticement.
Oh my God.
How can I describe this?
Is he okay?
Picture yourself watching beer commercials. Now picture yourself watching all the jerks in the beer commercials while they live their lives over an entire movie. Now picture that movie lasting around 1 hour, 45 minutes. Now picture yourself still alive with a still fully functioning brain after enduring that agony. If you can picture the last, you believe in miracles. I can't remember a year where there have been as many horrible movies. Beerfest is the poster child for them. Now, I mean, if I put that number now at 1.5, where are you going? Over, under?
Under.
What if I put it at 0.5?
Oof. Man, he didn't have any redeeming qualities. I'm going 0 out of 10.
It is a 0 out of 10.
Wow. I think it's the first one I ever got right.
He checked all the boxes, too. Casablanca. Dragged Will Ferrell for a movie he had nothing to do with.
For no reason. Yeah.
Mention the gratuitous.
Mention the hot girl.
Mention it positively.
The only thing that could have made the gratuitous mention better is if he had leaned over to a young woman in the theater and been like, that looks like you, or something along those lines.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that's groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You following me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
Lewis Pinnock Accent Award.
Man.
I have a really hard time choosing between Forte Faxon and Olsen. Should we just say the Germans?
Oh. What do we feel about Cloris Leachman?
Oh,
yeah, she's up there as well.
I'd be fine going with the Germans.
Yeah, I'll go with anyone with a German accent in this movie, pretty much.
Anybody.
I am Frau Blucher.
Let's show me who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
Horsemen.
Ooh.
We've got Fink bringing a lot of jargon to the table. Instead of poppy talk, it's a lot of gam talk.
And grand poppy talk.
What do you got, I mean?
Exposition.
There's a lot of exposition.
Whole section of this movie that's just straight exposition.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think exposition wins. Although there is a lot of jargon. Even Landfill throws a little jargon in with the tap, right?
There's also a fair number of montages.
Yeah, there's some decent montages there. But yeah, I think exposition wins handily.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fuck it, ass off. Ass on, fuck it, ass off.
Michael Biehn Memorial Ass On Award. I had James Roday as the German messenger. Zach, you had...
I have Schlemmer, the shorter buff guy.
Gunther Schlierkamp.
The other Mr. Universe.
The other Mr. Universe, yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
I got Willie Nelson.
Oh no, we're at a stalemate. We're an impasse.
I guess I'll go with Schlemmer because he had more screen time than the other two.
Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award is a loaded field.
This is tough.
We got ourselves a boat race.
Throw all the Germans in there again. Throw in Cloris Leachman as Great Gam Gam. I really like Jade Chandrasekhar as Barry.
Kevin Heffernan or whatever you say as Landfill.
As Landfill and Landfill too.
And Landgill, yeah.
I think if I had to choose one, I would go Cloris Leachman.
Wow. I think I'd go Jay.
I'm going to go Cloris Leachman because Jay's getting my golden dumpster.
The way she leaned when she said that everybody's a whore, the way she slapped that sausage, man.
Oh, you know what? No, you know what? Let me go. I am going to go Jay. I take it back. I know what my golden dumpster is.
Are you good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
It fits you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden Dumpster nominees. When the Germans are mocking them at the first Beerfest. Z-Job, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. Drunk Barry coming in and showing off all his skills at the bar. Gam Gam warming up the summer sausage. When they taste the beer recipe for the first time. The Monique landfill fight. When Monique mercilessly pounds on Landfill's nuts. Barry's ping pong paddle confession. Been shitting pancakes ever since. That's Zach's golden dumpster. And when Rolf drinks the beer out of the broken stein and chews the glass.
I'd also throw in Nat Faxon going, Grandpapa. Throw in Hands Across America. I think that's fantastic. Jim Tobelson's a fucking chatty Cathy.
Also, Barry, when he gets drunk and then has the beer goggles going on.
Yeah.
Landfill picking up Bobo.
Hey, it's Popo.
The doll. And pretending to fuck it as Pink says, yeah, give it a rim job.
Them not knowing he had kids.
The joke about the oldest profession. I mean, it's loaded. If you're going with a line, there's a lot of options.
For me, still locked in. Shitting pancakes ever since.
I'm going to go with my golden dumpster. I'm going with the frog tapping him to keep going. Because I don't remember that ever seeing that in the many times I've seen Beerfest. I remember a lot of these other scenes, but that I don't remember. So
yeah,
that was a nice surprise. I'm going with that one.
I am going to go with the Germans mocking them at the first Beerfest. So enamored with all three of the Germans. They're all so funny together. I could have used more Germans.
Oh, you fancy yourself drinkers, huh? Well, yeah, we just beat the Irish. So yeah, I'd say that.
And then the beginning of the Shtableboy and the Splendid.
Fantastic. It's probably not the most loaded golden dumpster field we've had, but it's got to be right up there.
It's very competitive. Monique also deserved a shout out.
Yeah, Monique for sure deserves some ass off consideration as well.
Well, Zach, you picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Wow.
And you already filed it, motherfucker.
One of my favorite comedies. I've watched it so many times. It's hilarious every single time. File it, win the poll.
I mean,
remember watching this in the theater, laughing very hard, watching it several times over on DVD, owning it on DVD, laughing very hard. Haven't watched it in quite a while. Perhaps even like 7 or 8 years, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Was worried, like, okay, man, when I...
Oh, yeah, might not hold up, yeah.
Is it going to hold up? But it was perfect, man. That's a file.
It's a file for me as well. This was
Sweep City.
Right before I went to college, so it was in heavy rotation during that time. The one thing is the beer games itself are underwhelming. I guess I had built it up bigger in my head. I thought that was going to be a better sequence.
Yeah.
There aren't that many interesting beer games, and that's why they have to montage their way through it, and that's why there's Thumper, which is... We have no idea what the fuck it is or what's happening.
Still no idea. Yeah.
It works as a montage, but it's a little underwhelming because it is the big final match. Like Over the Top had a more climactic ending than this.
As they broke the rules.
Wait, did it? Didn't even need to do it.
Amit's still pissed that he didn't take the money.
I'm also pissed about that. But just watching dudes arm wrestling over and over again was more visually interesting than the beer competitions for the most part.
I just remembered one last piece of trivia. The movie ends with Coming Soon Pot Fest. That was a joke. They never meant to make a pot fest. They were just like, wouldn't this be funny?
But everyone thought it was coming.
Everyone thought it was coming. I thought it was coming until today.
There were also a lot of rumors about it coming back. At one point it was going to be animated, but then it's disappeared.
Because it was never meant to be a movie. They were just like fucking around and everyone like took them for real.
Yeah, like, hey, we got Willie Nelson for a cameo.
Yeah.
Sweep City over here, boys.
Yeah, yep.
Make sure you send your golden dumpsters, your 5 horsemen, your Lewis Pinnock Award, ass on, ass off, your Phober file at Talk Hoops, at Darth Amin, at Corn Puzzle, at Levitard Show on the old Twitter sphere.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Next,
I believe it's me.
Tis indeed.
Because I landed second in the voting.
Really played yourself on that one, didn't you?
I played myself because I did not think about the whole strategy of if you lose, you push an agenda for the next month's thing, and then you pick the best possible. I mean, I got to hand it to you, Zach. You film noired the fuck out of me. Like, I didn't see any of it coming. And I'm a PI.
I'm a PI. My name's Amin Al-Hassan. I'm a PI.
But luckily for me, Zach, I do have one bullet in the chamber that I can fire that might overtake yours. Because while Beerfest is a very popular, very beloved movie, it was made off of the heels of the success, off the shoulders of success of the original movie that made these people successful and famous and funny. What are you laughing at?
You fucking moron.
What?
No, let him finish.
This is the
let
guest.
him finish, Zach.
Don't tell me we earmarked it for someone else. Did you earmark it? Did y'all earmark this shit? Who's the guest even? Do you guys even know? You don't even know.
Ian Carmel.
Is it?
Yes, confirmed.
I didn't talk to him about this.
I did. His good friend me did. You busy planning his next honeymoon?
I'll have to double check. I'm talking, of course, of the Motion Picture Club Dread.
Film noir.